SportsCenter.
Bad news for the Dallas Cowboys. Linebacker DeMarvion Overshown is done for the season. He's going to undergo a full reconstruction on his right knee. He tore the ACL, PCL, and MCL. There is real uncertainty about Overshown and if he can return in 2025. He's going to go under the knife later this week. Houston Texans have Kenyon Green and linebacker Christian Harris both back at practice. They're coming back off injured reserve.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Tuesday.
Is it?
It is Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday.
Well, for some people, it's a happy Tuesday. For others, it's a very difficult Tuesday.
You know, I go into a game expecting the Cowboys to lose. Quite frankly, expecting the Cowboys to get blown out, double-digit loss. Could they keep up with the scoring? And the Cowboys play a good football game, but in 2024 fashion, the Cowboys, in the most Bart Simpson of ways, figure out a way to blow the damn game and they lose.
Unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was watching there. I thought, man, they're going to win this game. After they blocked that punt, I forced Cincy to punt first and foremost, even before the block. And then they got a chance.
Yeah.
With the field goal kicker they have. And then they block it. And I'm watching this going, wow, they're going to get the ball inside Cincinnati territory. And then a white shirt comes out of nowhere and muffs the ball.
Shades of Leon Lett. Bonehead.
Wow.
On a day where you got Troy Aikman campaigning for Mike McCarthy. You got Jerry saying all these nice things. And then you get a football dumb play like that costs you a chance at a win.
Unbelievable.
That's football dumb. That's coaching. Now, granted, I don't know if Mike McCarthy should be held accountable for that, but as the head coach, you're there. Jim Fossil, I mean, didn't we all learn that in Pee Wee football? Like the first football team you signed up on, the first little tackle football team you were playing on, you get a kick like that, everybody stays away, right?
Yes.
You learn that, and then you go over that in middle school. And then you go over that in high school. And I figure by the time you make it to the NFL, you just know these things.
Well, you would think so.
Everybody in their living room knew. Just stay away. Cowboys have that. You know, my first thought after a block was don't score too quick. I don't want Joe Burrow to have any time left. And they screw that up.
Dude, Jim Fossil is over on the sideline doing his arms like, hey, stay away from it. You got a player behind this guy saying the same thing. And he tries to make a play. And then what I hear, and I guess you have to do this if you're a teammate, but he said, I can't blame the guy for trying to make a play. I can. He didn't have to make a play. There was no reason to make a play. Get away from it. It's Cowboys football at midfield, and you got the best field goal kicker in the league. You win the game.
Yeah.
Just stay away from the football.
Now, there are some out there that think that guy, see it right here on our chat as I'm about to say it. We should buy that guy a beer. I call it a bonehead beer because we needed the loss for the draft pick.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm not blaming the coaches at all for that. That was just dumb. Guy with his head up his behind, period. Trying to be a hero when he didn't have to be. And there are times where you just got to leave things alone. Don't try to be a hero. Get away from it. It's your ball. Cowboys have every opportunity to win that thing. That's not a coaching problem. That's a player problem that was just being a bozo.
Yet, it is coaching in a sense of how often do you hear coaches talk about reminding players of the simplest things every time they go out there?
Well, let's hold their hands and give them a bottle, too.
It's called
They're making
coaching.
money. They're making money. They should know better than to do stupid things like that. When you're in the NFL, The coach doesn't have to hold your hand and say, now remember, guys, when you go out there,
but they always do.
If we block this punt.
They always do.
That, Jason,
I mean,
please.
Dude, now you don't see it at the NFL level much anymore, but you see it in colleges. You see it in high schools, those little mats that look like twister mats that they put out with 11 spots on it, so everybody stands on their spot to make sure all 11 are there. And when you see 12 men on the field, there are basic things that, you're right, they don't need their hand held, yet they do. And for coaches, babysitters, yes, remind them of all the possibilities, because Jim Fossil screaming get away from the sideline does no good. You know, at that point, he's not being heard. His guy was not prepared for the moment.
So that's Jim Fossil's fault. And then Mike McCarthy's fault. Please, when do the players have responsibility for themselves? They're professionals.
They are. But then why do they need coaches? Coaches have to remind of everything.
Oh, my gosh.
And you're right. Is it Jim Fossil's fault? No. But was his guy ready for the moment? Not. That goes on the coach. The idea of Mike McCarthy as the head coach, he's responsible for all of it. It's stupid. It's boneheaded. But my goodness, they talk about going over every detail. Clearly, they did not. Clearly, they did not.
I would assume.
Don't assume anything.
It's just my assumption that during practice, that's gone over. That's talked about. I would think, hey, fellas, if we block a punt, stay away from the football. This guy thought he was going to be a hero. He had an opportunity. If he snags that ball clean, he's got a chance to score. He's thinking touchdown. He's thinking only about himself. And period. End of discussion. This guy thought he could make a play, score a touchdown, and be a hero.
Watching it where he was on the field and with all the traffic there, I don't think he was thinking, hero, I'm going to return this for a touchdown. I think he saw a loose ball, fumble, go get ball. I mean, honestly, here's a loose ball. I got to jump on that thing.
Man.
Where's everybody else? Why is everybody? It's just, it's typical Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it is the 2024 Dallas Cowboys in a nutshell. The idea that could happen, and if it were going to happen any team, it would be the Dallas Cowboys. You did everything you needed to do last night to beat a Bengals team, except win the game.
That's not very good, by the way. That Bengals defense is trash. It is pure trash. Rico Dowdle looked like Walter Payton last night.
Let's not get carried away. But 131 yards, we've seen a couple of games of Rico getting enough carries, running the ball well.
Against the Giants and the Bengals.
Look, I mean, wet paper bags would give a better defense. But, I mean, I was more impressed last night with Mike McCarthy actually getting Rico 18 rushing attempts. 18. 31 pass attempts. I think there were some times they forgot about the run game and some of the play calling late. Like 3 and out, and you only took 41 seconds off the clock, Mike, with 3 bad throws from Cooper Rush. But 18 carries for Rico. I was impressed with that.
If and I don't know. Deron Bland simply got made a fool out of by Jamar Chase, who makes a habit of making fools out of people. He did that.
Join the club.
But then when they get the football back, they don't have that far to go. You got Brandon Aubrey, which they needed a touchdown, but still. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I was ready for that.
Never mind.
I was ready for that.
But what I'm saying is they still had time to do something. And then all of a sudden the line stops blocking. All of a sudden Trey Hendrickson shows up. All of a sudden, the Cincinnati defense shows up. And it's what happened? I mean, with the Cowboys, were they just so down and depressed? Micah Parsons is crying on the sidelines like a big baby over there. Oh, my God, what happened? Bro. I mean, what the hell?
Well,
act like a professional.
He was devastated. And we'll hear from him coming up. But I'll tell you what happened. They scored with, a minute left? Ooh, Cooper Rush, what can you do in a minute? Cooper Rush can't throw the ball downfield. Everything's got to be slow developing. We know you're not going to hand off, so the Bengals defense teed off. That's what happened. It's not that the line forgot the block. It's, the Bengals went, well, we know what they're going to do, and we're going to get after Cooper Rush because he can't throw the ball downfield.
That Bengals defense is trash. Mm-hmm. It is pure trash.
They are. They are.
It's really embarrassing. The Cincinnati ought to be embarrassed to have the offense that they have and a defense that is just pure trash.
Mm-hmm. Well, every Cowboy fan has seen that. That's an old movie. It used to star Tony Romo. Now it stars Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow got a win last night. Apparently somebody broke into his house in Cincinnati, while he was working. You talk about how great Brandon Aubrey is. How about we all start crediting the kicker for the Cincinnati Bengals? His biggest win, the world knows he's dating a Cowboy cheerleader.
Dude, I'm surprised that Cowboys cheerleader after last night still has a job.
Well,
I mean, how do you sit on the sideline when she's clearly with a camera in her face and is relieved that he made a field goal against the team that she's supposed to be cheering for?
Well, she was cheering. Now the hot mic caught that, but she stood there the way she is supposed to do.
And mouths, thank you.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God he made it.
Please.
He gets another check.
Now, I'm not sure who runs that organization, but she's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Old Troy Aikman brought that up.
Seriously, I would be surprised if she's out there again. You can't have that. I don't give a damn who you're dating. You're a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Can't be rooting for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, she wasn't outwardly rooting.
She was.
No, she was standing there and a camera caught her.
Well, there's cameras everywhere. Duh, it's Jerry World.
They knew that her dude was playing on the other team.
Well,
before they showed up for work.
She should go cheer for the Bengals.
And they knew, and we all know now that in the second and fourth quarter, she was on that sideline.
Yes.
That was comical.
Terrible.
But you realize how bad the Bengals and Cowboys are, that became a real storyline throughout the broadcast. The ESPN production crew had to dig deep for those storylines. And that Simpsons thing, I tried.
It was
I
awful.
thought it was garbage.
It was, gosh. Yeah, it was bad.
I'm curious if anybody watched the whole game or most of the game in Simpson Land. Because I tried a couple of times. I couldn't do it.
It made no sense.
I couldn't imagine doing that.
It made no sense.
Well, it's The Simpsons.
Well, it's dumb. I know it wasn't meant for guys like you and me.
Yeah.
All right? That's not the purpose of it.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because it was dumb.
It was, yeah. Anybody enjoy that for a long period of time? Because I tried, and what I found interesting, it was about 2 minutes behind my regular feed, so I had it on two televisions. So when, Monday Night Football would go to break, I could, mute one and unmute the other and watch the rest of that drive on Simpsons, and I tried for a couple. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There was nothing about that I was like, I'm going to stay with this for a while.
No, I couldn't do it.
Anybody?
You might have watched more than I did.
210. Well, see, for you, though, with one TV, I would assume to go from there to go log into ESPN Plus and then go back to your regular, that's a lot of work to do.
Well, it is a lot of work.
And I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have a second TV that I could just put on ESPN Plus and let it run.
I was curious, though. I wanted to see it, and I saw enough. That's all I needed to see.
Yep.
Awful.
Yep.
But
Good
you know what? Somebody liked it, and they'll do it again.
Oh, yeah.
They're already talking about doing it again?
Well, of course they are.
Not The Simpsons, but somebody else.
Oh, sure. Why not? It was the donut to the face, the Joe Burrow at the end. That was the best Simpson part of the whole thing. Or the Jason Kelsey autographed donut that some dude ate. I don't know. You guys want to talk about last night's game? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We'll hear from a distraught Micah Parsons coming up. Somebody who's not distraught, playing good. Hopefully he'll be playing this weekend against Miami. Texans safety Jalen Pitre will join us at 2:35 here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the HURT app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The Hurt app is available in the App Store and Google Play. You can learn more about the Hurt app and the Ortho Now Injury Clinic online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Coming soon, it's Holiday Wars.
Honey, do your parents have to stay here?
A family at a breaking point.
That's my food!
Battle lines were drawn.
But you love Aunt Marnie.
When suddenly, Prime Video appeared. Enter new holiday hits like Candy Cane Lane on Prime. Movies like Home Alone and Miracle on 34th Street to rent or buy. The chaos silenced.
That was fun. Can your parents leave now?
Come together at the holidays with Prime Video. Restrictions apply. Prime membership not required to rent or buy. See Amazon.com/Prime for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Wesley Financial Group and its founder, Chuck McDowell, have helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now. Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide free explaining how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call Wesley Financial Group, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Once again, 800-761-0000.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Crushing loss last night for the Dallas Cowboys.
Crushing.
Dude, that was. I made a promise to myself at the beginning of the year. My expectations were low, that I wasn't going to get mad when the Cowboys disappointed, knowing that it was going to be a season full of disappointment. And for the most part, I've held true to that promise. Last night, not one of them. I was mad. The way they lost that game, as boneheaded as that was, granted, probably better for the Cowboys in the long run to not win that game, but when you have a victory like that ready for you and football stupid gets in the way, it's hard not to get angry.
Yeah, that was just dumb. Just dumb.
Now, I realize in the moment, Micah Parsons might have been feeling one way. Big picture, I don't know. But Micah actually said last night that loss to the Bengals, worse than, I don't know, getting blown out by Green Bay in the playoffs.
Wow.
You know, I'm really soaked this one. This one hurt me more than any loss this year. Probably even worse than a playoff loss, to be honest. Because where we were going, how we were playing, playing good football. I'm going to sit on this, but, I have to find a way to keep these guys alive. There's still football to be had. There's still openings to be had, but we have to take advantage of every opportunity the rest of the way. We can't let these type of games slip away like we did today.
Well, yeah, maybe that's how, because this one was slipped away and the Green Bay game was just a butt kicking. So maybe that's the difference.
When you got two quarters to know the end is already here.
Yeah, maybe that's it, right? And so it was tougher to take. But they were playing good football going into that Green Bay game too, if we recall. Probably a lot better than even they're playing now. So it was just the latest, all right? You forget about the pain of that Green Bay loss, and you just remember this one.
Well, that's what I say. In the moment, all right, maybe, or the reality that any hope of the playoffs is now essentially gone, considering they were at a whopping 1% chance at the postseason going into that game, according to ESPN Analytics. The Bengals at 2%. So you're saying there's a chance, according to the little graphics they threw up last night during the broadcast.
Yeah, well, look, the Bengals, they don't want to make the playoffs. I mean, my goodness. That team, again, and I don't think I've said this yet today, that defense is trash. It's horrible. And to have that good of an offense, it's just nuts. It blows my mind. And the Cowboys, I thought their defense played well last night. I really did. It might have been the best game of their season to hold the Bengals to really 20 points. That last touchdown, I think the Cowboys were just so devastated because they had a win ripped out of their mouths.
Even then, at 27, you held the Bengals below their average.
Yeah.
This Dallas Cowboys team, for whatever it's worth, which isn't much, has played good football the last couple of weeks, especially on the defensive side, where they were just awful at the beginning of the year. And getting some guys healthy, seeing some other guys, step up. I mean, Lofau had that big sack last night. Up until the Overshown injury, I mean, this team was playing good football on the defensive side. You could see the improvement. You can see just, the effort that was there. There's bad football teams that look like the Keystone Cops, and the Cowboys were certainly that earlier this year. And now all of a sudden, they look like a competitive team. And, you hate to say it that way, but, like last night, I was hoping they could compete. Like what did I say, the final score, 34-20, 27-20. I mean, in that game, the Cowboys had an opportunity to win late in the fourth quarter, right? And,
they did.
And then football dumb kept them from having a chance to actually win that game. And Micah Parsons, again, a little distraught in the locker room, just trying to figure out, man, where is the bad juju coming from?
Between the players, I mean, so many situations. It's just, I don't want to say it's snowballing, but I don't know. It seems like we're paying a due that's not fair. You know, I don't know if it's bad luck, karma, but in terms of the work ethic, everyone's working so hard. I mean, I think we really did well. We could have did a little bit better containing. I think we gave up some points, but, I mean, you tell me we hold Joe Burrow to 20 points and 2 minutes left with our offense, the way we was moving the ball today, I think we could win the game.
They could have won the game. Problem is now they've lost their second-best defensive player.
Yep.
DeMarvion Overshown has evolved into one hell of a defensive player, and he's making a difference. Now he's gone. You may not even have him next season the way it's looking right now. So that was a huge blow for the Cowboys, not only for this year, because this year really doesn't matter anymore. It's next year you're worried about DeMarvion, and this is his second bad injury. I mean, my goodness, you got to worry about the guy, and it's unfortunate because of the way that he was playing.
And it's all the L's, the ACL, the MCL, the PCL. Is there anything else you could do? I mean, all of them apparently shredded last night, exploded, and it just looked so bad. Now, Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan this morning was asked if he thinks this injury could keep him out next season as well.
I don't know at this time the time date on his rehab, but I just can't tell you how bad I feel for him because he's just been through that with the mental and the physical rehab on his other knee, and then to turn around and have to go through that again is going to call on him in a lot of ways, and it's the toughest time for a player, and you all see the loss and what it's going to mean for us in our remaining 4 games. But bottom line is that it's really sad that he's having to have this surgery for him as an individual and obviously us as a team.
Dude, and the injury was gruesome. I mean, the big dude just fell right on him. You could see that knee just completely collapse, and it was an awful thing to see. But I feel bad for him too. I echo Jerry's sentiments there. This guy was playing well. You could see his star rising really quickly. He was picking up that defense. He was being aggressive. He's quick. A perfect complement to Micah Parsons in that respect, and to have something like this that now is going to keep him out of action, not only the end of this year, but a lot of next year.
An injury like that, and Jerry kind of touches on it, just your leg, all right, we'll get there, mentally keeping you focused, keeping you engaged, keeping you from getting lost in some dark spaces. And, you look at like the other guys that have gone through injuries like that. If I'm the Cowboys training staff, I'm reaching out to all of those guys, whatever team, people, because we know there are a lot of examples of guys that have battled through injury after injury after injury and made it back. The unfortunate part, there are a lot of guys out there that second one and you never hear from them again because, the physical and the mental part of trying to rehab and get back, because so much of that is just done on your own.
I tell you what, we'll see how mentally tough this kid is, and I would assume that he is, but man, to have your knee just explode completely like that. We've got the docs coming on later today. I can't wait to see what they have to say about that and how devastating that injury is. But you got to figure at least a year before you even think about playing football again.
Was it the left?
Right.
So it's the same knee.
Yeah.
It's the same knee. But this time it's the ACL, MCL, and the PCL.
That's all the L's, huh?
Are there any more in there?
I don't know that there are. There's one more.
Is there one more?
Yeah, the LCL.
Ah.
Well, do we know if that's still intact?
They only reported the 3.
Well, I mean, you quit writing down initials after so long. And the way, though, because he got rolled up on, although in a gruesome way. And
the guy kind of just fell on him.
Yeah,
actually,
and you just, you see plays like that all the time, but you can almost tell immediately. Everybody around him knew, So whatever sounds he was making, everybody knew. And if you saw the video right away, you knew.
It's hard to watch. It was hard to watch live, and then the replays were even harder to watch.
Yeah.
That's just
brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal stuff. And an unfortunate. You look at that thing, and I'm really surprised stuff like that doesn't happen more often with all the legs and everything and the crowds that are involved there. But this just seemed like a freak kind of thing to happen, and just unfortunate for Overshown.
And then you look at, former UT teammate Jonathan Brooks, same thing.
Yeah.
It just sucks that much more when the injuries happen in December, because rehab tells you you're probably not going to be ready for training camp, and that does affect next year. And if it were just the ACL or the MCL, maybe in time for the regular season opener, but yet in all the other L's, and not likely. Not likely.
Tough break for that kid. Tough break for the Cowboys, because he's a guy they could build around on that defense. If you've got him and Micah, I'm not sure DeMarcus Lawrence will be back next year, so you got that guy. You've got some young players over there you can build, but without him there, that's really a tough blow.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports. It was the different knee, right? Okay, that's what I was thinking. So it was his left knee in training camp. This is his right knee. So we want to clarify, make sure. Thanks, Pledge, for clarifying after telling me wrong. Double checking.
People don't understand we rely on Pledge for these things.
Well, you ask a question and you get it was the same knee.
It was his right knee.
Yeah. And it turns out it's not.
It is the right knee. It was the left knee that was hurt before.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the right one.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be bad.
Mm-hmm. Jalen Pitre dealing with a partial pectoral tear.
Wow.
But that doesn't affect his ability to hold the phone. He'll join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
I'm shooting a herd sheep.
Rob went up and petted this goat
it wasn't
and then
quite
shot
like
it in the head with a pistol.
It wasn't quite like that. It wasn't like he was tied to a tree. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't
He's like, hold on, let me take his collar off.
Boom! Mind the fur, he's gonna be a pillow.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. And they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Jason Minix here. Do you know your testosterone levels start to decline in our 30s? If you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. The answer is simple. Get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Don't put it off. Not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy, and you can be evaluated for treatment with GLP-1 weight loss medication. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. SYNERGENX health.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Coming soon, it's Holiday Wars.
Honey, do your parents have to stay here?
A family at a breaking point.
That's my food.
Battle lines were drawn.
But you love Aunt Marnie.
When suddenly, Prime Video appeared. Enter new holiday hits like Candy Cane Lane on Prime. Movies like Home Alone and Miracle on 34th Street to rent or buy. The chaos silenced.
That was fun. Can your parents leave now?
Come together at the holidays with Prime Video. Restrictions apply. Prime membership not required to rent or buy. See Amazon.com/Prime for details.
This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin.
No way!
Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
What's that?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Let's talk some Houston Texans football. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Jalen Pitre, the safety for the Houston Texans. Jalen, appreciate you jumping on. It's kind of an interesting bye week for the Houston Texans. I know you're at an event right now. We'll get into it. But, you know, the news leading into the bye week with all the stuff with Aziz, what's it been like? Has it been good that you guys have been kind of off, if you will?
Definitely. It's been good, you know, for us to just take a little bit of time away from the game and just to get ready for this these last couple of weeks of the regular season and then the playoff push. We're looking forward to getting into this final part of the season and attacking it.
You know, Jalen, speaking of the bye week, did it come at a good time for you to kind of heal up and get ready to go for the stretch run?
For sure. You know, I'm definitely in the training room, definitely trying to get my body right to go back out there and fight with my brothers and, like I said, finish the season strong.
Are you available this week? Do you know yet?
I'm not sure yet. It's still up in the air, but like I said, I'm preparing like I am. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be out there.
Jalen, how different has this year been for the Texans? I mean, you guys obviously the front runners in the division. A lot of the other teams have struggled a little bit. You guys have been playing well, and then it kind of up and down, peaks and valleys. How has this year been different for you guys?
Oh, it's been pretty similar to last year, but I would say that we've been doing pretty well. Like you said, there's been some ups and downs, but we've learned a lot over the course of this season, and we think that we're battle tested, and we think that we've went through some ups and downs, and we're going to be ready for this last little stretch. So we're looking forward to it. I know my teammates are ready to go, and I'm ready to go. So I'm excited about what's to come.
Texans at Dolphins this week. Hopefully you're ready to go. I would imagine when you get a matchup with somebody like a Tyreek Hill and some of the weapons they have as a safety, that's got to get you amped up and ready to go, does it not?
Oh, for sure, because you know that they're great threats in the passing game, and you know that their coaches trust them. So the ball is going to be in the air, and it's going to be a lot of opportunities for us as defensive backs and linebackers to make a lot of plays. So we're not shying away from that, and we're looking forward to, the matchup on Sunday.
Jalen, I got to ask you because I love old school safeties, guys that light receivers up, and you are that kind of guy. I mean, you're out there, you're hitting guys, you're playing physical. Who did you grow up watching, and is that how you got your physical style?
I would say for the most part, it was just really my older brother. Like, I was always the younger brother getting picked on, so it was always about me holding my weight, and I think that him and my dad kind of forged me into the style that I play into now. So I would definitely give some credit to them, but also give some credit to Tyrann Mathieu. I grew up watching him a lot, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's a huge hitter like that, but he's also a great player that I watched growing up.
Oh, the Honey Badger. But do you think about those hard-hitting, big-hitting safeties, and you certainly are that with the Texans. You were that at Baylor, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. But Jalen, how hard is it to do your job? I mean, you hear announcer guys talk about that a lot, like, how do you play defense in today's NFL? It is your job, Jalen Pitre. How difficult is it?
I would say I honestly don't see it as being difficult. I enjoy my job, and I enjoy the preparation that is put in on a week-to-week basis. So I would never, describe my job as difficult. It is some difficult spots that you can be put in at times, but I'm very grateful for the position that I'm put in, and I have a lot of fun in the different positions that I'm put in as well. So, I wouldn't necessarily categorize my position as difficult, though. Like, it seems pretty fun. I don't want to say effortless, but like, I've been playing it for so long that it's kind of second nature, and it's just about, executing the job at hand and making sure that I'm stopping whatever offense is that we're going against.
Jalen, and it shows out there when we watch you play football because you look like you're having a good time. But I try to take up for defensive backs all the time because you guys, your job has become a little more difficult with the rule changes and stuff like that. You guys as a group, the defensive backfield, do you guys as a group, do you talk about that? Do you work on ways where you can cover guys without violating the rules as much as you can?
Oh, definitely. I think as a whole group in the back seven, including the linebackers, we're always aware of, the rules and the different penalties that can be called against us. But we want to definitely tiptoe that line. We want to make sure that we're not, getting flags called, but we're also making it difficult for receivers to catch the ball and for any offenders like running the ball. So, like, we're definitely trying to toe that line, but we're definitely trying to make sure that it's legal as well.
Jalen Pitre joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We're going to nail on this one a little bit more. All right, I want to hear from a NFL safety, a hard-hitting NFL safety, what your definition is of a defenseless receiver.
A defenseless receiver, I would say, is somebody that is not aware he is going to be hit. I mean,
all right, let's stop right there for a second. You're an NFL receiver. You're running across the field. The ball is coming. There's defenders out there. How can he not be aware that he's going to be hit? This is what I'm saying. It's not fair to some defenders because if you're playing, you can't necessarily be defenseless, right?
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, that's just the name of the game. Like, it's some gray area in there for sure, but that's just how the rules are written now. So you got to make sure that you play it clean. You got to make sure that you're hitting in the right, strike zone, and hopefully a penalty doesn't get called.
Well, I tell you what, it's tough on you guys. It really is. But guys like you, and we talk about it. I mean, those are the rules, so you have to adjust to them. You really don't have any choice. And right, you just have to conform and go with it.
For sure you do, because if you don't, you're going to get fined a lot of money, and you're going to be out the league pretty quick, because nobody wants, consistent 15-yard penalties and stuff like that. So you're going to find a way to fix it and play inside the rules for sure.
I can imagine. Talk about players' body control and the ability in a split second. Let's go with that defenseless receiver. You're about to just light them up, but you have to adjust that target zone. How difficult is that, or as a pro athlete, you just are naturally gifted that you should be able to always make those adjustments?
No, it is a bit hard because sometimes it can happen so quickly. But I think it starts at having an awareness in the beginning of the play on where receivers might be and where they might end up and how the hit is going to happen. And then it's just about making sure that you hit them in the right spot. I think that's the biggest thing because we obviously don't want any concussions or anything like that. But hitting them in the right spot and then making sure that it's kind of violent, but not too violent in ways that you're going to get, ejected or getting a penalty for. Like, it's definitely a tricky situation, but that's what we love about the game. Like, that's what we enjoy. So, it is difficult, though.
Jay, I'm sorry, brother. Hey, listen, I want to go back to something we talked about a few minutes ago. You guys, the up and down season that you've had. How do you keep that confidence as a team? Offense, defense, special teams, everybody's got to be on the same page. But as you guys look to win that division and head into the playoffs, how do you keep that confidence going and knowing that you are a team that's going to be reckoned with in the postseason?
Yeah, I think it's just understanding that it's going to be tests along the way, and no team that has done it has not had tests. Like, every test is going to look different for each different team, but understanding that there is going to be tests, and as long as you continue to push and, like you said, continue to keep that confidence in yourself and in your teammates, then understanding that you'll be all right. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of teams go through those tests and they break, but I think that we ultimately had a great training camp and we're ready for this. So looking forward to this, end of the season and making this push for sure.
Jalen Pitre of the Houston Texans joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Miami coming up. Hopefully you're able to go for that one. Then you've got Kansas City on the road, and then home Christmas Day against Baltimore before closing out against Tennessee. When you look at those two games, Kansas City and Baltimore, is there one that gets you more excited than the other, knowing you get Patrick Mahomes in one game and then Lamar in the next?
It's definitely going to be fun to play against both of them. They're definitely some great offenses with a lot of great talent. But I think the main thing that I'm focused on right now is the Dolphins. Like, they have a great offense, a lot of firepower, a lot of speed. So that's a task that is at hand right now, and I think that's what we're focused on as a team.
How tough is that, though, Jalen? And I know you guys are disciplined more than a guy like me, a regular Joe. But, I mean, to not look ahead sometimes. And I know Miami's going to be a difficult test. But when you got matchups coming up with Kansas City and Baltimore that really get you focused and ready for the playoff, how difficult is it as an athlete not to look ahead?
I think it can be difficult if you don't really have a process. But the way that, I try to do it is you just try to stick into your process, stick into your routine, and then you look up and you're playing against Miami. And then the next week you get in the process and you look up and you're playing against the Chiefs. Like, if you just stick into your process and not really kind of keep those blinders on and stay focused on what's at hand, I think that makes it a lot easier. But definitely if you're in the media and you're looking at all of these outside external things, it can get into your mind and start to make things a little foggy. So I would just say, sticking to your process and making sure that you're, locked in on your routine.
Jalen Pitre joining us here on The Blitz, one of the young stars of the Houston Texans. Just for the record, Jalen, our producer has one of your jersey T-shirts. I mean, he's a big fan of Jalen Pitre, and I know Texans fans are. Not only are you doing it on the field, man, off the field as well. getting nominated as the Houston Texans nominee for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award. I mean, when you found that out, one, how aware were you of the award? And just you look around that locker room and all the good things that your teammates do, they selected you for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year.
Yeah, very aware of the award, and I was extremely surprised that, I was chosen. I'm extremely thankful and honored to, be able to be chosen from the Texans. But it was a surreal moment. It was definitely emotional. Like, never thought that I would be chosen, but I do take that very serious, and I'm trying to give back as much as I can to, help the future, the kids that's coming up behind me, and just make sure that they, have whatever they need to, excel in whatever they're trying to do.
And again, you talk about off the off the field good that you're doing. You're doing an event right now with a lot of military members down there at Joint Reserve Base Ellington. Tell us a little bit about what your day has been like with John Weeks.
Man, we out here having a great time. We're getting to see the wonderful planes that they're driving, the different bombs, like the different remote controlled airplanes. Like it's been a great experience for the both of us, and we're grateful that the base is having us out here and letting us enjoy this.
Yeah, Jay, I'm always happy that the NFL is the military is a big part of what the NFL does. I mean, you seem to embrace that. Most of the guys that your teammates and other guys embrace that as well.
Yes, for sure. We understand that they definitely have a hard job. Like, a lot of people think that our job is important, going out there and playing on the football field, but they have a way harder job and a way more important job of, keeping us safe and making sure that everything is handled on their end. So big shout out to everybody, that is working out there and trying to keep us safe, and we're definitely all appreciative of it.
Well, I tell you what, you're doing stuff today with the 147th Attack Wing. Being a part of the attack wing seems appropriate for safety. Jalen Pitre, does it not?
It does. It does. Good time out here, man.
Good stuff. Jalen, man, I know it's an off day for you, and you're out there doing some good stuff and taking time jumping on with us, man. We appreciate it. Hopefully we see you on the field this weekend against Miami.
For sure. We appreciate you, too.
Yeah, keep lighting people up, man.
Definitely.
I will.
Definitely. Jalen Pitre on the Buyers Barricades at Guest Line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Texan safety Jalen Pitre, the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Houston Texans.
Yeah, what a great guy, too. And I love watching that guy play football. He's old school, and I like that. He likes to lay the wood, as they say.
I think he and our good friend Andrew Sendejo would get along just fine. Remember Sendejo made those Make Football Violent Again hats?
That's right, yep.
Jalen he plays with that same kind of fire.
He does.
Good kid.
I like him, and that was it was a fun interview. Good to talk to him.
And he needs to play this week against Miami.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. You got a couple of pretty good receivers over there.
They do. Well, and look, I know he says all the right things. My job's easy. It's not hard. Then he explained how damn difficult it is as a pro athlete. And what we ask defenders to do is, sometimes not fair. I mean, I know you try to defend them every now and then, but at the same time, it's tough.
I don't know how they do it with the rules that are in place. And you talked about the defenseless receiver. I mean, God, I remember a time that's what safeties did. They would light up receivers coming across the middle to kind of make them think about it the next time.
That's why I had to ask him. I mean, how are you defenseless? And he says, you don't know the hit's coming. Dude, you're going out for a pass. You catch a ball's coming your way. You're going to get hit. Like, everybody on that field knows the hit is coming. You're not defenseless.
You're not defenseless.
You might be vulnerable.
You're playing football.
But you're not defenseless.
Not defenseless. Out there playing football, you ought to expect to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about quarterbacks wearing skirts. How about wide receivers now?
Oh, stop.
Let's put skirts on a wide receiver now.
I mean,
my goodness.
Jalen makes it easy to adjust the target zone,
I feel bad.
Oh, you don't.
I feel bad for these defensive backs.
You do not.
I do.
You don't.
It's like I felt bad for Joe Burrow when he got his face mask and got his neck switched, and there was no flag called.
No flag.
None.
On a quarterback.
Yeah.
Which is like, what, the fourth time this season we have seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, at least Joe Burrow was in a crowd. You go back to Sam Darnold standing in the end zone. It was him and a defender grabbing his mask and twisting him around.
See, the officials are coming around. Take those skirts off those quarterbacks.
Good Lord.
The hell with them.
Good Lord. You're playing the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at sasportstar.com. Weekly winners get a gift card over to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. Ruben right now is in the lead, but he's got two right behind him, just 2 points behind him, and then a couple that are 3 points behind him. I'm 10 behind the overall leader. I'm tied for 7th right now.
I'm a little farther behind than that.
Well, it's still early, Joe.
It is early.
Still early.
True. Good
Where you
point.
at, Pledge? You're at 140? So what the hell is that?
I'm at 145. I'm in 10th.
Well, how are you in 10th and you're in 7th?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. You don't even show up on the leaderboard for me, Pledge.
Yeah, because I'm behind you. I'm in 10th.
Okay, but I've only got 140, so you can't have 145 and be behind me.
Okay, well, I'm in 10th.
Okay. But not
it says I'm in 11th and I got 134.
Yeah.
So what the hell's going on?
Well, it's all the people that are tied.
Oh.
But I don't know. It says I'm in 7th with 140. The leader, Ruben, has 150. I don't know. But get your picks in for this week.
You get a pizza?
Dude, I had Mellow Mushroom for lunch yesterday. It is fantastic.
It is that.
Yeah. Weekly winners get the gift card to Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. So start making next week's picks now. There's some really good matchups coming up this week.
Buffalo, Detroit. My goodness.
Yeah.
Woo!
Cowboys, Panthers.
What? Is that on ESPN Plus?
With the Simpsons, baby?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if the Simpsons, those guys could save that one. Simpsons. Enunciate, Joe.
It's tough to do. Although, a guy who's kind of a cartoon character. Remember old Mark Gastineau?
Yeah.
Yeah, when was the last time you thought about Mark Gastineau?
It's been a while.
Yeah, well, he goes after Brett Favre. Talk about a cartoon. We'll get into that. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need anything embroidery-wise as you get ready for the holidays, you're thinking about anything embroidery for Christmas gifts, go see Sam. Winter gear, it's kind of cold outside right now. You need your logo on a nice vest, a jacket, a coat, a half-zip, a hoodie. Sam will get you taken care of. All that winter gear is on display right now in his showroom. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in that showroom just waiting for your logo. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Mathew, Port Authority, to name a few. No order too big, no order too small. And Sammy is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. It's the 10th. You need something for the holidays. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon. The Cowboys hit the road to take on the Carolina Panthers.
Get off the field! Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Calling all of Cowboys Nation in San Antonio. It's time to gear up with the ultimate Dallas Cowboys apparel. Whether you're heading to the game or watching from home, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has you covered. From hoodies to hats, jerseys to jackets. Find all your Cowboys essentials at any of our 4 San Antonio locations. River Center, Ingram Mall, North Star Mall, and Huebner Oaks Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week. Find the best selection of Cowboys gear and rep the star loud and proud.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Guys, it's that time of year you're going to have to be around your family, and you know what you need to get through these trying times is some dang good beer, and Karbach is providing that for you. Whether you're looking for something hoppy like the Hopadillo, the best IPA brewed in the state of Texas, something easy drinking like the Love Street, or a go-to all-around beer, for me at least anyway, is the Crawford Bock. They've got something for every taste and every occasion. Karbach makes a great gift as well. Put some Karbach under the tree for those hard-to-shop-for family members, and always bring some if you're going to have to be around the in-laws. That's just a given. Guys, follow them on the Instagram, on Twitter, to see what's going on with the brewery, what they've got cooking up. They always have concerts going on, and if you're in Houston, make sure you stop by, check out the restaurant. Fantastic food there. Wherever you're at in San Antonio or in the great state of Texas, you're going to be able to find some Karbach. Try it out. You'll thank me later.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Bad news for the Cowboys and for linebacker DeMarvion Overshown. He's done for the season. He's going to undergo a full reconstruction on his right knee toward the ACL, PCL, and MCL. There's real uncertainty that he will return for season 2025. UTSA running back Kavorian Barnes announced on social media that he is entering the transfer portal with 1 year of eligibility remaining.
Joe Reinagel.
And the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is
This is summertime in July compared to what it's going to be like there.
All I know, and it's in the office, I should go put it on because it's kind of chilly in the studio, is last Friday we were doing the show live out at Tri-County Meat Market, and I say we, Rob Thompson and myself, because you were in Las Vegas.
I was.
And there was a lady there that was wearing a heated vest. And I was very much intrigued by the idea of a heated vest.
Uh-huh.
And I know those things exist. I've never looked into it. I've never thought I needed one. Then I realized they're not expensive. Because, you would think it's heated. That's going to be really expensive. And I don't, spend enough time in cold weather. I'm not going to need that.
Right.
$80. Amazon. Got it yesterday. Wore it today.
So it's heated. I don't know.
It's got a battery in it.
Got a battery in it.
And then a little button on the vest.
Uh-huh.
Boop, boop. And, problem is, I don't know how to use this thing. I've never worn one before. And I say that. I don't know how to use it. You start off on full blast. And a couple minutes later, like, good night, it's too hot to wear this thing.
Yeah.
But then you go down to the lowest setting, and it's just very comfortable.
Huh.
So I can't wait to try that thing out in Washington, D.C., when we're on the field. Because, during the game, we're in the press box. I mean, they have the heater on.
Yeah.
But we go down on the field with about, 8 minutes to go in the game, and then all the post-game stuff. You're outside on that field for about an hour and a half. And I can't wait to see how well this heated vest works.
Well, I hope you don't leave it laying around unguarded.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, don't do that. It might be some, bad dude lurking around that might want to take that.
I could see that. His name is Joe Reinagel. I emailed you the Amazon link. We could be twinsies. That's the other thing, though, is you Google that on Amazon, and good Lord, there's so many options I didn't know existed. But I went with the option that had delivery yesterday.
Well, yeah, you have to.
I mean, because there's other ones. You go, all right, well, that won't be here till the 20th. Well, that's out.
That wouldn't do you any good.
I probably won't need it on the 20th, but I've never been a vest guy.
Well, you put that on, and then you put a regular coat on.
Well, I will for this, but,
Sure.
You see a lot of people that just roll around with a vest all the time. And I've never been.
Not a vest guy.
And I'm not really a jacket guy either.
Yeah.
I'm more of a half-zip hoodie, and if I don't spend enough time outside, if it's cold, I'll put on a coat. But just for daily, from going inside to the car and then from the car back inside, I don't need a jacket for that. I'll be fine for the 14 seconds I might be in the elements.
Dude, I had to go to the Frost Bank building there on 281 in Thousand Oaks today.
Yeah.
And I opened the door, and the wind just went, and luckily there was nobody next to me. I'd have put a ding in somebody's car.
Really?
I mean, you got to hold on to that. The wind just took my door.
The wind took your door.
It took the door, and it blowing. So I got out. I must have been in like a wind tunnel situation, with just how the buildings were, and it was damn cold. I'm telling you, it was cold. So I was, man.
Wish you had a heated vest, huh?
Well, not necessarily, but I mean, it was cold.
Well, it's December 10th.
Yeah, but we live in San Antonio, Texas.
I 100% agree.
And it's not supposed to be cold here.
Yep.
I don't want it cold.
Me neither. I hate the cold.
I do too, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's going to be tough next week or this weekend.
Thursday, Friday. And it will be live in D.C. Thursday and Friday, broadcasting not only the morning huddle from 6 to 10, but the Blitz from 2 to 6. But on Saturday, we will have the Army-Navy game broadcast here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by the Break Room in Live Oak. So very cool that we're able to bring you the Army-Navy game.
No, I think it's great. It should be a great game. I mean, both teams playing well. I think Army's a little bit better this year, but you never know what might happen. It's such a rivalry game, so it ought to be a lot of fun. Minix will probably be crying again at the end of this one, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's possible. A.J. Hoffman wants some sort of weird bet.
He does, huh?
I'm not betting on Navy this year against Army.
Why not?
Well, because I'm a smart bettor. You know, I'm not. Well, and he wants to do something stupid like, what did he say? Chug a Four Loko. I ain't doing that. Ain't no way in hell I'm doing that.
Okay, what is that?
It's a drink.
A Four Loko.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't know what that is?
No.
It's a very high alcoholic drink.
Thanks, Pledge.
Okay.
Back in the college days, he would call that a panty dropper.
Okay.
You know what I mean. It's one. There's no way.
So he's trying to drop your panties, or what? Is that what he's trying to do?
Or eat something gross. I'm not doing that.
After he drops your panties.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
There is a documentary coming out, a 30 for 30 documentary. Mark Gastineau. Hadn't thought about that guy in forever, but the New York Sack Exchange is the name of the documentary that comes out on Friday on ESPN. It's a 30 for 30. And the trailer, now you think about Mark Gastineau in his heyday, stud. But the trailer that they show is he's mic'd up and they're at this autograph event deal. You know how you always see the behind the scenes, but some memorabilia show in Chicago, I think is where they said it was. And, you see all the helmets out and Gastineau signing. And Brett Favre happens to be there signing a bunch of Green Bay Packers stuff. And I don't know what else he's signing. But they show this clip of Brett Favre going over to meet Mark Gastineau.
I thought we met a long time ago. At least I saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back. I'm going to get my sack back, dude.
You probably would hurt me.
Well, I don't care. You hurt me. You hurt me. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You really hurt me. You hurt me, Brett.
We got to get back to this, Brett. I'm sorry.
So the handler was like, dude, you got to get you out of here before this guy kills you.
Well, or before he continues to make an ass out of himself. I mean, Mark Gastineau was a bad dude on the football, and he's sitting there crying because Brett Favre wouldn't let him sack him. Well, I mean, come on.
Now, you remember, Strahan got the single-season sack record, passed Gastineau, and Brett Favre laid down on that play to get him the record. So Gastineau's not in the record book anymore. Well, he doesn't have the record, and he's mad about it.
Well, what's it been, 30 years?
He holds a grudge. Not quite, but close. He's holding a grudge, so he wants one more sack, and I think he was going to kill Brett Favre there.
Well, I got news for you, Mark. It wouldn't count. You can sack him right now and get your sack back, but it doesn't count.
It would certainly feel good.
Mark, you need to get your sack back because obviously you lost him somewhere along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. That dude sounded like a big wiener.
A big wiener, huh?
Yes. Hey, Seymour Wiener.
It's going to be interesting. I hadn't thought about that guy in forever.
And I probably won't think of him 5 minutes from now. I mean, you talk about a guy that used to be just play and it was a great player. And then you hear something like that and you go, what the hell happened? Dude, man up.
He holds a grudge.
Man up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he didn't even say, I want my sack back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want my sack back.
Oh, you didn't say it quite like that.
I want my sack back. It's exactly what he said.
Let's hear that again. Or not.
I thought we met a long time ago. At least I saw you.
Right.
How you doing?
When you fell down for him. I'm going to get my sack back.
Now I'm going to get my sack back.
Dude.
My sack back.
Dude, but you see that Brett Favre's backing up like, oh, my God, this guy's going to hurt me.
Dude, I mean, it sounds like he's
not what I'd expected. We're back room at this memorabilia thing, and everybody's shaking hands and, getting big money to sign a whole bunch of stuff. And, dude, this guy's going to kill me.
That's sad. That's very sad.
Almost like having a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader rooting for a Cincinnati Bengal.
Cade York started this season with Washington, went 0 for 2 week 1. He's been out there looking for a job, and he gets it here. Well, his girlfriend, Zoe Dale, is on the sideline. She's a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Can't make this up.
You can't make it up. And there's Zoe.
And she's saying, thank God, after he made the kick.
Am I the only one that has a problem with this?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, she's a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader cheering for a Cincinnati Bengal. I have an issue with that.
I mean, she's got a job.
Yes.
And she's got a boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't raising her hand. She was standing there. The microphone caught her saying, thank God, because clearly, internally, she's rooting for her dude to do well. And
wearing Dallas Cowboy colors.
Sure, but he's a journeyman kicker. I mean, he's going to wear a lot of different jerseys before it's all said and done. She realizes he's got an NFL gig right now. Her Christmas is going to be better if he didn't, right? I kind of look at it. You never really dealt with this, but, you know, let's say when Phil and I was, you know, working at Kansanesis was still at KSAT. They work for competing TV stations, yet they're married.
Right.
It's allowed.
It's not allowed.
Well, it is allowed.
Apparently it is.
It is.
But when you're on national television and the
she
camera
didn't
is
know
on
she was
you-
going to be on national television.
Well, really, the camera was like right there. You think she didn't see that camera?
And
all that shit. Thank God.
Thank God.
Because he made the kick.
Uh-huh.
I got a problem with it.
Well, what about when you've got, I don't know, a coach on one team and his kids playing for the other team? For those 60 minutes, you're rooting against them.
Yeah,
but you want them to
absolutely.
do well. You want them to
root-
do well and the team to lose. I don't have a problem with that.
I got a problem with it.
Well, that's not
Go
surprising.
cheer for Cincinnati.
What about Mike Brown? Do you have a problem with the way he handled his post-game press conference
Love
yesterday?
Mike Brown.
Yeah, he was really trying to get a point across.
We just need to be methodical by stacking or playing the right way, possession after 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 possession. Is
that a broken record?
After possession 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 after possession
Seriously.
after possession 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 after possession. You guys got what I'm saying?
I'm not sure.
Not sure exactly.
Not sure. That was not edited or a glitch.
No. And that was after Sacramento just crushed Utah last night. I mean, they literally just crushed them. So
I think he wants some consistency after each possession.
Sounds like it.
Or during each possession. How many? Pledge was trying to count that, and after about the 14th time of trying to go through it, he gave up. As did I.
Happy for Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I like that guy.
You know, here in San Antonio, we give Charles Barkley a lot of crap.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. Here's the good side of Charles Barkley. Maybe one day he'll do this in San Antonio, and hopefully we'll all be there when it happens. But Charles Barkley bought drinks for an entire bar in Western New York after a college hockey team won a game.
I thought that was kind of cool. Who knew Barkley was a hockey fan, first and foremost?
Well, if you watch hockey, you would know that because he appears on a lot of Turner broadcasts watching hockey.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, that's who knew.
Oh, okay.
Hockey watchers.
Hockey watch. So all five of you, huh?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And we could all be at a bar at the same time and get a drink.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he bought. There were only 5 people there.
In Western New York, there's a lot of people.
No, there were actually a lot of people there. And, Barkley just, pulled it, and then somebody hands him a microphone. He's got to address the crowd. You really couldn't hear that very well. But good for Chuck. Dude, pulling out his big fat wallet and letting some, free drinks. I just hope he left the tab open for a while.
No, those rich guys that come in, they buy a round, close out, and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, because Chuck's got a pretty fat wallet.
He does. And he likes to keep it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just like the fat women in San Antonio he talks about.
Wow.
Well, he does.
But he understands that.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean he understands it?
Right. He's talked about it, and except,
he claims that the women here are fat.
He has said that multiple times, and he's going to backtrack that some. Now he picks on Galveston.
Galveston. They just have no teeth there.
Wow.
I don't know. Sorry, Galveston.
Uh-huh. Mike McCarthy. Nowhere close to Barkley's. Mike McCarthy. A little closer to keeping his job now. A lot of people going to bat for him. What does Jerry Jones say today? We'll hear from the Cowboys owner. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months, and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
At Harbor Freight, our low prices make us the place for gifts that keep on giving. Because when you give the gift of quality tools, you're giving someone the ability to fix, restore, and build for years to come. And with savings like these, you can even get something for yourself. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Stop by and give yourself the gift of great prices.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. If you've done any grilling lately, make sure you upload those great grilling photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com. Every Thursday, we judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Love that. Went and saw the folks saw Bobby today at Tri-County Meat Market.
Did you really?
Yeah, sure did. Good to see old Bobby.
Oh, what was he doing there?
He was working the register. Yeah. His wife was there with him. Got to meet her. Very nice.
Good for old Bobby.
Yeah.
Aggie fans, portal season. Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. Jacob Zeno, who was at UAB, quarterback, entered the portal, played high school ball here at Jay. Posted on Twitter a little video of him in a full Aggie uniform playing with football, sitting in a room.
How about that?
So does that mean he's going to A&M? Is that what we're all supposed to understand from that?
Well, I would assume so. If he's not playing there right now and he put on an Aggie uniform, yeah, I would say there's a pretty good chance of that.
I mean, does it mean he's got an offer? Because it looks like the domino effect. Jackson Arnold probably headed to Auburn, and then you got the Morris kid from North Texas. He's opted out and hit the portal, and it looks like he could end up with Gundy at Oklahoma State because Gundy is keeping that job after taking a pay cut. Bizarre.
Well, yeah, I mean, a pay cut, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's doing just fine.
He is, but he's getting less than what he was getting.
Lane Kiffin, again, complaining, which is pretty much par for the course for Lane Kiffin.
Well.
But I agree with him this time around. What knucklehead said it was okay to open the transfer portal right before all the bowl games?
It is dumb, but is there a better time to open it after the season? And I say that I don't know what the right rule is, because if these guys playing the bowl game opt out, they've got to get to where they're going and move and be enrolled in classes and all that stuff before the spring semester starts. Now, unless you're running deep in the playoffs, you should have plenty of time to do that.
You should.
After your bowl game. But at the same time, as much as it sucks for those that are leaving, like UTSA, their running back Barnes has hit the portal, right? Although he's only got a couple carries over the last couple weeks while he was the day one starter. He has slipped down, off he goes, right? And it appears that Owen McCown will stay. But Ailey Marburger is going to go somewhere. Could he actually end up playing somewhere against UTSA, for example? North Texas, because now they're going to be on the hunt for a quarterback. So it's the double-edged sword of you hit the portal, you're getting ready for a bowl game, oh crap, who's going to play? But at the same time, I'll lose a guy, I've got to go find a guy, and you have to have enough time to go shop. There is no good time for any of this. So I agree with Lane Kiffin, but what's a better solution, Lane Kiffin?
When's the other portal open? Isn't there two of them?
Yeah, but it's in the spring, I think.
Well, there you go.
Early summer.
There you go. Have one. How about that?
Well,
let's just have one portal. It opens then, and we're done with it.
Well, they made it a shorter window, but this is the bigger window, and I agree with Lane. But oftentimes when I hear people, especially like Lane, that is going to bitch, what potential solutions do you have that we could say, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Instead of just pitching, what is the better option? Because honestly, I agree with them, but what is a better option?
One portal. Just have the one. I mean, look, you have one free agent period in the NFL, right? So you have one portal. You make your call then. Because
all right, I'm with you. But if it was only in the spring, so let's just, look at, right now, UTSA running back Kavorian Barnes, former UTSA running back, because he's announced on social media he's hitting the portal. It's December. He's hitting the portal. If he has to wait till spring, he doesn't get to his new campus until summer. So he's got another semester at UTSA in which he won't go through any of the offseason activities with the football team or spring practice. So for all of these guys, and Lane Kiffin would be that way too, if he's going, and he has obviously done a lot, Lane Kiffin has, with the portal, but he wants that guy on campus as soon as possible to go through spring ball. So you if there's going to be one, it does need to be this time of year, but do you make it January 5th after most of the bowl games have been played?
Yeah, but when does the spring semester open? I mean, typically, right? Isn't it right around then?
Yeah, mid to late January. But again, that's part of the problem. Is if you wait until January, then you've got all that craziness happening right as spring is opening, and then you wonder if even, although they're football players, they'll find classes for them, but are the classes available or are they all full? And at some universities, that actually does matter.
Yeah, it does matter. It shouldn't matter, though, to
to these guys,
college football players, at least big-time programs like that are getting paid a lot of money. It's a tough call to make, but it just seems to me that if you're the NCAA, you got to figure something out because you're only going to hurt your bowl games. I mean, these are bowl games that they invite you there. They'd like to see your stars play. Not guys that are not going to play because they're going to the NFL, or guys that are going to enter the transfer portal, or whatever the case may be. You're hurting your own product because, quite frankly, bowl games are a lot of fun. But I mean, if the stars aren't playing, it doesn't make it. I mean, if you don't know anybody who's out there playing, it's no good.
Yeah,
and that's why I love what Deion's doing. Everybody's going to play. But not all coaches have that swag to be able to do that.
Agree. And again, Valero Alamo Bowl getting lucky as hell when it comes to what Deion has said. And let's hope that what Deion said this week holds true December 28th when the Colorado Buffaloes take the field in the Alamo Dome, that as they get closer, they don't decide business decision.
Yeah.
Especially after Travis collects a trophy in New York.
No doubt about it.
Or Shedeur is like, man, I can't get hurt in this game. I'm going to be a top draft pick.
I'm going to be a Las Vegas Raider.
Exactly. So we'll see. We'll go from there. Let's talk to ND Kalu about the Texans and, the father of a player who could or could not hit the portal. We'll get his thoughts on that as well. Why not? ND Kalu next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Love talking about Stevens Roofing. I really do. They're such great folks. Local company, family-owned company. It's just a great place. And what I love about them is they're so reputable. They're trustworthy. Been in business in San Antonio and South Texas for so many years, and you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right, if you don't have a trail of happy customers behind you, and Stevens Roofing certainly does. And you want a reliable roofer. You need a reliable roofer because your roof covers everything that you hold dear, your family, all your possessions, all of that stuff. Stevens Roofing is that reliable roofer you can count on. They can do any kind of projects. You have a commercial building that needs a new roof? Stevens can handle that. How about a metal roof on your house? Well, Stevens Roofing can do that as well. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is pick up the phone and give them a call, 210-785-0994. And guess what? Stevens Roofing is now in the solar business. If you've been thinking about going solar, Stevens Roofing is the company that you need to call. And look, solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money money on your monthly utility bills. They will often increase the value of your home, and there are even options now to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. Jason and I read an article last week that said there is a 50-50 chance that grid could go down in January or February. You call Stevens Roofing now, you can get that taken care of and don't have to worry about it. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, we hear from the head coach and hear what he had to say about the disaster against Cincinnati on Monday Night Football, and a look at the Emirates Cup. Who's through to the semifinals out in Vegas? We'll find that out. It's the Morning Huddle. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Oh, Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. It's Pixmas time, my friends, and Pixmas means one thing to me, and that's 200 times my money. Yes, for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash, there's no better place to go than Prize Picks, because that's what they're doing. Me and millions of others are there for this very reason. Go and get your money. You know how to play fantasy. You know what to expect. Pat Mahomes going to have a good week. What about Wemby? Is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? You've done it before. Go do it again. What I love about Prize Picks is they always take care of me. Now they're taking care of 200 times my money with just a couple of clicks. For your shot at up to 200 times your cash, go download Prize Picks and start playing today. Use the code word Alamo. That's 200 times your money. I can't say it more often. What a great way to play along with all your other fantasy stuff. Go play today. That's Prize Picks. Code word Alamo. Run your game.
Are you facing divorce, a child custody battle, or a complex family dispute? AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks brings unique experience to the table. As a veteran and first responder, he knows the challenges, he knows the pressure, and he knows how to fight for what's yours. The Hicks Law Firm offers flat-free representation from beginning to end and payment plans so you can get representation now. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win.
This is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Tri-County Meat Market. You've heard me talk about great deals over and over, and there is no better deal in all of San Antonio than the 5 for 30. 5 items in a bag. You walk out of Tri-County with 2, maybe 3 meals in your bag. No better deal to be found either on Ralph Fair or out on Evener. Tri-County Meat has everything to up your grilling game, and 5 for 30. Go pick that up and come by and thank me later. Tri-County Meat Market.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Cowboys lose last night to the Cincinnati Bengals.
They did. They lost to the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, yeah, boneheaded plays by the Cowboys.
Terrible play.
But they're playing better if you want to go see them. Sunday Night Football, December 22nd, Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay is going to be in Arlington. You want to go? Maybe they'll have the roof closed because it might be colder. We got a pair of tickets if you want to win them and a parking pass. Just go get registered at sasportstar.com.
Nice. Always fun to go to the game.
It really is.
I mean, it is. It's just a lot of fun to go and be there.
And last night with the roof open, even Troy was talking about just, is there a more beautiful stadium? And there isn't. And when you go, obviously you want to see a good product on the field, but at the same time, I mean, just going is a blast. You know, one of the other things that Troy Aikman was talking about last night was the future of head coach Mike McCarthy.
Well, I mean, short of Bill Belichick, I don't know who you're going to bring in that's got a better resume. So there are no guarantees as far as what might happen if you make a coaching change. And I just feel that for a team that I really do not think is that far away, I just don't believe that if you win 12 games in 3 years straight, that you come into this year and, yeah, the wheels have fallen off, but there's a lot of reasons for that. They didn't address some needs in the offseason. The youth that they anticipated didn't come along and develop the way that they had hoped, and then the injuries that they have had. And I like the way this team's playing right now, even without their franchise quarterback. So I sense that it's a team that really believes in Mike McCarthy. I feel the locker room wants him back. I think he's a really good football coach. I believe Jerry Jones thinks he's a really good football coach, too, and I think it's the last thing that Jerry Jones wants to do. So for those reasons, now, if this game gets ugly and it's in the Bengals' favor, you know, anything might happen. I don't anticipate that happening tonight, but as we stand and talk right now, Brad, I expect Mike McCarthy to be back in 2025.
Interesting comments, and it didn't get bad.
No.
The Cowboys were competitive and should have won that game, quite frankly,
Except
if not for a bonehead play.
Football dumb at the end.
It was very dumb. So they had every opportunity to win that football game, and they held a very high-powered offense to a reasonable score. I mean, 20 points is what the Bengals should have finished with. I mean, quite honestly. And the Cowboys basically gave them 7. So McCarthy back, I'm just not sure. But Troy, you know, addresses this as a good football team. It's a young football team for the most part. Will they be good? I think it remains to be seen. That one of their big pieces, though, and their future stars is in big trouble. And that's DeMarvion Overshown.
And when you look at it, little subtle shot at Jerry and the roster that he put together this year. And we know that Jerry Jones, because he's said it a gazillion times, really values the opinion of Troy Aikman. And Jerry on 105.3 The Fan this morning, you know, was asked, you know, like he had Dak last week talking up Mike McCarthy coming back. Now you have Troy Aikman talking about Mike McCarthy coming back.
Not surprising at all. Mike, he wouldn't be in this job had he not had the kind of credibility that those endorsements reflect. He's a heck of a head coach in the NFL and has got the skins on the wall to prove it. I've never felt that we were backing in with Mike McCarthy as our head coach. And so, yeah, you bet that's all a part of as we look to the future. I'll tell you right now, the fact that you are talking about Dak's endorsement says so much about do we want to benefit from these last 5 years that Mike has had with Dak Prescott. Got Dak Prescott going forward, an incremental part of how we're going to be as a team over the next few years to come. That you couldn't, in my mind, have anyone any better influencing the best and bringing out the best in Dak Prescott than Mike McCarthy.
Well, last year he did.
Yeah.
I mean, calling the plays, they had a great regular season. This year, things haven't been as good.
No, and again, you get guys talking about this guy shouldn't lose his job, and Jerry's going to take all that into consideration. I wonder how much a player should have, like Dak Prescott, his thoughts heard by the boss, and how much should he take into consideration there. Let's talk with a guy that I'm sure at some point was never asked about, what do you think of this head coach? The great ND Kalu joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. ND, when you think about some of the quarterbacks that you played with, and when there were coaching questions, how much influence did they have on the GM or the owner in deciding those the fate of that head coach?
Before we start, let me apologize because this is one of my favorite days of the week, jumping on with y'all. But the Texans, their schedule was all screwed up because of the off week, and our little podcast got pushed to another time. So that's the reason I'm late. So I want to apologize in front of your millions of listeners because I do respect punctuality, and I have a whole bunch of respect for y'all. Okay, now to answer the question.
We appreciate you, man. But
absolutely.
You notice I was just going to slide past the fact that you're freaking late.
Exactly. I'm on what they call CP time. You could ask your friends what that means.
I've known you too long, now, man.
But you know what? Back in my day, showing my age, I don't care how great of a quarterback, a player you were at that time. Players they weren't part of the decision, and the owner didn't ask them if they liked the GM and if they wanted him to stick around, or the GM didn't ask them about their feelings on the head coach. And I've always felt some kind of way, and I've had some pretty emotional discussions, aka arguments with friends, where they feel like a star quarterback should be part of the decision making. And I'm still of the whole belief of a hierarchy. Regardless of how great you are at your job, I still believe there should be a hierarchy, and players don't really need to have a decision as far as who should be the general manager, head coach. But that doesn't mean if for whatever reason I can't work with a coach, then I just say, you know what, this isn't working out. It's time for me to move somewhere else. But I was never comfortable with the whole, hey, I want your input on who we're going to draft, who the head coach should be, or who the general manager should be.
Yeah, having said that, ND, would it be, if you're a good general manager, and I'm not picking on anybody in particular here, wouldn't you try and hire someone, though, that would be compatible with the quarterback that you just signed for 4 years and you're stuck with?
Oh, 100%. No, 100%. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You try to, and I'll take it a step further, because I don't want to sound like that I'm saying the players shouldn't have any input. If I'm a general manager and I feel like things aren't working with my star quarterback and or head coach or whoever it may be, a decision has to be made. And you have to figure out, okay, who's more important to my bottom dollar, who's more valuable as an investment, if I'm the team owner, the general manager or head coach or the star player. So, no, I think you absolutely have to keep that in mind.
ND Kalu joining us here on The Blitz, Texans legend, San Antonio Sports Hall of Famer, joining us a little bit late today. Now, earlier today, and he was on time, we talked with Texans safety Jalen Pitre. Now, he answered all the questions the way you would expect. Like, you got Miami, and hopefully he's able to go this week. Then you got Kansas City and Baltimore. And he said that they're not looking ahead for Kansas City and Baltimore, that all the focus is on Miami. And that's the right thing to say. But in that locker room, and go back to your playing days. You got a Kansas City-Baltimore type situation coming up, especially with such a short turnaround. How naturally is it not to look ahead?
Oh, no. Look, I do believe that a lot of times you get coach speak or player speak, and they're not giving you the truth. They're not being transparent. But when it comes to not looking ahead in the NFL, that's 100% a real thing. But look, I understand Miami has a losing record, but the way Tua Tagovailoa's been playing when he's healthy, when you have Tyreek Hill, A-Chain, Waddle, you better not be looking ahead or you're going to get embarrassed. I mean, yeah, no, I believe. And to answer your question, in the locker room, look, think about it. You're not sitting in the locker if you're a Houston Texan and let's say Jalen Pitre and Stingley, the cornerback, are shooting the breeze. They're not sitting there saying, yeah, man, I know we got Miami this week, but woof, when Patrick Mahomes comes to town and Kelsey, we really have to be ready for them. Like, there's no way that's entering their mind because you will be embarrassed by the Miami Dolphins. Look, Miami Dolphins just beat a team you lost to in the New York Jets, so you better not be looking past them.
You know, ND, what is the attitude of a team coming out of a bye week like the Texans are? Are you fired up? Are you ready to get back on the field? What's the attitude coming into this game this week?
Oh, you're excited. You're ready to get back on the field. You feel like after that last game before the bye, getting that victory, and I know it's just one game, but you feel like you're somewhat on a roll, or this is the way you start the streak, and you understand that the remainder of the schedule, even though I just said you're not looking past anybody, but you understand, like, this is a tough part of the schedule, so you're chomping at the bit. And I'll say this, part of the reason why I was late, because, you know, I was at the stadium and doing a podcast with certain players. They are not happy about the Alshire suspension. They're not happy that it wasn't reduced during the appeal. They're taking on that Houston Astro moniker that is us against the world, and that could be a scary thing for the rest of the league.
So who are you talking to on your Texans podcast, and what were they saying?
That is us against the world. And you know, being from the hard streets of Northwest Side San Antonio, I know not to give up names.
Come on.
You know, there's a code we live by when you grow up by Ingram Park Mall. So, yeah, I can't give up names.
Dude, Marshall Ram, I mean, you did a podcast. You want to promote it. You want people to go look for it. I mean, for all we know, you talked to the kicker again.
This conversation was, as they say, off the record.
Oh. See, when you said it was on a podcast, I thought it was going to be out there. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, no, I was doing the podcast, and then when we were done, because they're so comfortable with me, we were just talking off record. And
all right, see, now I got to stop you there because it doesn't take the greatest detective in the world to realize when that podcast comes out, people are going to put two and two together.
And say, oh, well, this guy just stuck around, and that's who he was talking to.
Whether it's actual or not, that's what the assumption is going to be.
Hey, assume what you want.
You've been hanging around the Rice types too long now. You forgot that Ingram Ball mentality.
Assume what you want.
Assume what you want.
All right, ND, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to see if you have the answer, because it surprised me. When you talk about the best wide receiver stat-wise in the NFL, who would that be?
Nico Collins from the Houston Texans.
You're exactly right. He is number one on that list of, yards per game, which is incredible to me, because everybody always talks about Justin Jefferson or even a CeeDee Lamb or – I don't know. Name one of the Jamar Chase, who's incredible, by the way. I was surprised by that. But having said all of that, what do you want to see from this Texans team in the last few games of the regular season? Because quite frankly, when we talk about it here, I like the Texans. They've had a tougher schedule, but I don't see them as a big player long-term in the playoffs.
No, I'm with you. So, one, to answer your question about, or to, piggyback your statement on Nico Collins, I think the reason we don't think of him yet the same way we think of the CeeDee Lambs, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. It's simply they've been doing it longer. They've been playing at a high level for much longer. Last year was Nico Collins' breakout year, and this year he kind of justified, if that makes sense, what he did last year. Like, he kind of cemented, like, yes, I am a premier wide receiver. I think over the next couple of years, if he continues playing the way he's played over the last 2 years, we will start thinking about him like we think about Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and those guys. And as far as what I want to see, consistency. The reason we don't get that feeling that they're a top-tier team, that they're a team that can do damage in the playoffs, is because very rarely do we see them play 4 quarters, especially of late. It's always been, oh, man, that was a good half. Without that first half was good, but they couldn't score a touchdown in the second half, and we saw that for like 3-4 weeks in a row. So over these next 4 games, especially against good teams, I want to see 4 good quarters. Obviously, you want to win, but I would be okay if they play Kansas City for 4 good quarters, even if they fall short, because then you know that they can compete and play an entire game against some of the top teams.
The great ND Kalu joining us here on the Blitz. Going to completely shift gears on you here for a minute, ND. Put on your dad at Cap. Is he staying at Baylor or hitting the portal? And a 2-part question, Lane Kiffin bitching that it's an awful time to open up the portal because people are getting ready for bowl games. But the question is, when is a good time? Offer me a solution. Since you've got a son that may or may not be hitting the portal, how much do you look into that? And when would be the best time to hit the portal?
So he's definitely staying. He loves it there. I even asked him, and, with everyone hitting the portal, a lot of your friends hitting the portal, what's your thoughts? He's like, no, I like it. And he feels like for him, this is his make or break year coming up. So, yes, definitely staying put. As far as actually, I like what Lane Kiffin had to say, because as a football fan, and I was at the same bowl game that Baylor will be playing in against LSU a few years ago. LSU played Kansas State, and it was like Kansas State's A team against LSU's B team, because it felt like half of their starters were either sitting out because they knew they were about to be drafted, or they had hit the portal. And I just felt like it wasn't a good product. It was still football. It was still entertaining, but you didn't feel like you were watching the best Kansas State team against the best LSU team. And I agree that, when these guys hit the portal before the bowl games, it takes something away from the bowl games. With that being said, I don't know if there's ever a good time to hit the portal for the fans. Now, for the players, the earlier you can hit the portal, the earlier you can put your name out there and start talking to coaches and getting the feel for how desirable you are, the better for the player. But for us, the fans, it sucks. I mean, you're getting all excited to see Texas A&M in a bowl game, and you find out their starting linebacker hit the portal, so he's not going to be in that game. So as a fan, it's like, am I going to be that interested in it?
I want to ask you real quick your thoughts on the playoff poll and the participants in the playoffs. Do you think anybody got screwed, ND?
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was looking at I didn't know how much I love this new playoff system until I was looking at the bracket, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait to watch that game. Ooh, I can't wait to watch that matchup. I understand Alabama's gripe, but man, I mean, if you put them in, who do you take out? And the thought is, because I've heard people say, well, on a neutral field, if Alabama plays SMU, most people think Alabama's going to win. Well, I thought Alabama was going to beat Vanderbilt, and they didn't do that. And I think SMU could beat Vanderbilt. So I like the way it played out. And if you're 13 being upset that you're not in, then you know what? You shouldn't be number 13, because not too long ago, it was only 4 teams that were getting in. So I love it. I'm pumped about it. And I'm excited about watching every single game I can.
Yeah.
The playoffs. Most of the ball, although in San Antonio, man, if Dion is able to make what he said actually happen, that everybody, Shedeur and Travis, will play in the Valero Alamo Bowl, here in San Antonio, we're in for a treat.
I'll say this. That matchup, I was a little disappointed, only because they're in the same conference. I wanted to see Colorado matched up with somebody else, not BYU. But if possibly 2 top 10 picks are playing in that bowl game, then you have to give Deion Sanders his due, because whether you like him, love him, or hate him, more people are paying attention to Colorado football. He left Jackson State in a better place. I don't know if y'all know, but they're playing in the Celebration Bowl. So, they're still winning. I just think he's been awesome for college football.
And he's the only one with the swag to be able to say that and make it happen. That's what's good about him.
It's funny. We were having this discussion. I know we're up against it, but I would love to get y'all's take one day. We were trying to figure out, is there another player that could have a similar impact on college football as Deion? And we kind of threw out Eddie George. He's coaching at one of those black schools. If he goes to PWI, would he have the same impact, or would it have to be like a Ray Lewis? But we were trying to throw some names in. I don't know if anybody else could have the impact that Deion has had.
Nope.
No, I agree with you. I mean, because even I look at what Eddie George is doing, but I don't know if it's at the same level. I mean, Deion was just such a celebrity when he got there and kind of paved the way for a guy like Eddie George to be able to move in and do what he's doing.
Ooh, you know what? A name just popped in my head.
I
think Tom Brady could have that effect if he wanted it.
Yeah. Well, what about old Bill Belichick at North Carolina?
Oh my goodness.
No, no. I don't know what 17, 18-year-old would be excited about playing for Bill Belichick.
I don't know. Ask his 23-year-old girlfriend.
She's
24 now? Yeah.
He knows how to speak the young people's
You
language.
cannot tell me Bill Belichick cannot recruit. His girlfriend is 24.
Yeah, you know what? Between him and Jay-Z, they know how to talk to the youngsters.
Well, he's got the NIL money, though. That's good.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you know what? Better late than never, indeed. That was fantastic.
Thank you, and I apologize.
The great ND Kalu on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Indy mentioned the Cricket Celebration Bowl, Jackson State against South Carolina State. That game is this Saturday. You can listen to it over on ESPN AM at 12:50. We'll have that game for you over there. Here on the FM Saturday, the Army-Navy game, brought to you by the Break Room Bar in Live Oak. Mike McCarthy will have his press conference coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at SASportsStar.com. 1, 2, 3, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys hit the road to take on the Carolina Panthers.
Get off the field! Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's football time at BetMGM. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, original bets, and the best daily promotions in the business. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. New customer offer. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, call 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, call 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Manny Jr. here with Rock's Discount Vitamins. This holiday season, don't let those extra pounds sneak up on you. We have the largest selection of weight control products to help you stay on track. Boost your metabolism with our non-stimulant fat burners, or try Cuts, which helps your carbs work for you, not against you. With 12 locations across San Antonio, Rock's Discount Vitamins has everything you need to keep your diet in check this holiday season. Find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months, and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But we don't expect that water is the reason parts of our concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. They'll restore your concrete and give you peace of mind. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
George Gets Justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional detail.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys linebacker DeMarvion Overshown done for the season. In fact, he's going to undergo full reconstruction on his right knee toward the ACL, PCL, and MCL. I'll be lucky to return, according to reports, for next season. Houston Texans have guard Kenyon Green and linebacker Christian Harris both back at practice this week. They're coming off injured reserve. And Shamar Stewart of Texas A&M announced he's leaving the school.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy at the podium now, talking about last night's loss to Cincinnati.
Itself, just talk about what DeMarvion's facing and your talks with him and just how he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. DeMarvion's getting ready to have a big surgery in front of him. It was a significant knee injury.
And definitely, I mean, you could feel it on the sidelines, and just being on the field, part of the exam, I knew it was serious. But obviously his physical and football talent speaks for itself. He's just such a bright light. I mean, he's got a great infectious personality, tough young man, and we're definitely going to miss him. But he's got a long road. He's got a long road to rehab in front of him. So he'll obviously be loved and supported every step of the way.
I don't know on the game itself, any loss hits hard in the aftermath of a game, but just with where you were going into that game, the fact you were starting to play a little bit better, got some traction, seemed to play the game you wanted to give yourselves a chance, and then not win it, and then knowing what Overshown went through. Was that one of the tougher losses in what's been a very tough season?
Oh, definitely, and I know as a football team, that was about as heavy as the locker room that we've had in my time here. So, definitely the loss, but the injury too. I mean, it was definitely heavy. But yeah, this game will humble you. It was a football game we were in position to win. I really liked the team's practice preparation going into it. We felt like things were starting to go our way. We had some tough breaks in the game that didn't go our way, but we still had a chance. And it was disappointing for us as a team. Obviously disappointing for our fans. But I was very proud of the way the guys played and just the way they rally and keep competing. A couple guys obviously went down during the game, and communication was steady, consistent, and they never lost their edge.
Clarence Hill, I'll sit it down a couple of things. Getting back to Marvion, you talked about a long road back. Is it likely that he could miss 2025?
Well, I think that's fair. I mean, because time of year. Obviously, we're in December. So yes, I mean, I just think like anything, you have the surgery and then the rehab is a long process. But I think that's very realistic.
Last night you said you had a chance to talk to Amani after the game. Can we talk to him at all?
I actually have not. I said I have not talked to him.
You hadn't talked to him last night. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him today.
No, I have not. Today was, obviously it was very busy like it always is after a Monday night game in the training room, and then our game plan meeting started at 7. So I'll definitely see those guys tomorrow. See the team tomorrow.
Mike, Todd Archer with ESPN. Leafau and what he was able to do coming in later. How has he developed as a rookie for you, and now need him to play a larger role?
Well, I mean, you could see right away just his passion and his ability. He's a striker, plays with great intensity. Obviously, did some good things on special teams, and just like young guy needs opportunities. Continues to play well. He's done a really good job growing, with the green dot responsibility. So, really like the way he filled in once Demo went down. So, he's another very, very bright spot, of this rookie class.
And the production in the run game here lately with Rico, has that come with his understanding of the scheme and what you guys want, or are you guys kind of figuring out what you guys do best as a run game?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I think first you got to talk about Rico. I mean, he's running the football. I think the courses and his run style is we've always loved his run style, but I just think the course work. We've gone to some more 3- and 4-man surface runs. I think some of the things we had a different plan. With Cincinnati, just because of their volume of defense, we got into a hash mark game. Actually, I got caught on the right hash a few times when I needed to run the ball. But I think the point I'm making, I thought we had a really good plan, and I think he definitely fits the way we're running the football. Particularly the last 3 games. And you got to give the guys up front. It starts up front. I mean, Cooper Beebe goes out. Brock moves over. TJ slides in. So I mean, our guys are they're starting to get a connection that that you need, in the run blocking unit. I think our tight ends, playing with more two tight ends has been beneficial. Now having Ferguson back, so I think there's a number of variables, but it definitely starts with the runner, and most importantly, I think the guys up front are getting it done.
You're listening to the Mike McCarthy Tuesday press conference here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's the message to them?
Well, just the facts. We're gonna need a lot of help, but it doesn't matter. We need to beat Carolina. So that's where. You play Monday night. There's not a whole lot of time to really, spend on the game, regardless of the outcome. That's, I learned it from Marty Schottenheimer. We always talked about the midnight rule. It's so you have to turn the page. If you were in here today, the weight room was busy. The training room was busy. Coaches were in game plan meetings. So you got to just keep playing, and we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep fighting. We just got to keep getting guys healthy, keep them coordinated. The way we're operating is the way you're supposed to operate, and it's we're operating like winning teams do. We just got to get it done on the field.
And with that being the case, then would it be fair to say that you expect Cooper to be your starting quarterback for the rest of the season?
Well, just like anything, we're playing to win. Yeah, we're playing to beat Carolina, and that's not trying to be cliche here. You have to keep it. You have to keep it clean like that. So I understand the questions.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. You talk about trying to get things coordinated. How difficult is it to keep everybody together, considering what happened last night and what you're facing?
Yeah, no, excellent question. I think it's that's what the player day off in a sense is. It's everybody needs to reboot. We got a coaching staff's going to need some sleep tonight. It's Monday Night Football is. It's for the fans and TV, so it's definitely not for the coaches. But and I think also with the players, it's so we'll go with what we call a late start Wednesday. They'll be in the weight room tomorrow, and we'll have a later start. Gives the coaches some more time in the morning, gives them a little more personal time, and then we'll be smart with our training pattern going into Carolina. But yeah, you have to turn the page, coming off these Monday night games.
What does it say about your group that you continue to shuffle on the whole line and? Seems like you're still getting some kind of success.
Yeah, definitely. It's your O-line, that offensive line group is one of the key components of any football team. So those guys are very close, spend a lot of time together, do extra together. They have a hell of a Thursday night dinner. These guys it's a tight group. So, and I think it shows in these times. Yeah.
You're listening to the Mike McCarthy press conference here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
With Rico, 18 or 19 touches yesterday, was that kind of the anticipation going in, or maybe more touches would have been allowed?
Well, I think you always want to get a guy touch, especially more touches when you have that kind of production. I think third down and we got caught on the right hash. There's two calls I wish I had back to third down there in the red zone, and the second down call. When I was stuck on the right hash there too, in the fourth quarter. So you have calls like that, and and also he's rotating in. He had a couple long runs. Zeke got a few carries, but yeah, my goal is when you got a back it's hot. You like to get him 22 to 25 carries. If you're talking about the perfect world, but I think you got to look at the other side of the ball too. They want the time of possession and so forth. But based on the way we needed to play the game, our outlook of projecting, how many points and, the first 4th and 2 call was, we called that on Tuesday in game plan meetings. So you got to have an approach going into the game. We wanted to make sure we gave our, the passing game some opportunities, but we definitely went in, with the run game as the lead.
And then CD kind of came up holding that shoulder on one of the tackles. Is he looking good going into the short week, or just kind of a day like?
Good question. I do not have the total workup from today from the training room.
Josh.
Mike, Josh Tolentino on Lone Star Live. First quarter scoring had been an area of concern for you all season. What worked well on the opening drive, and is there stuff you can kind of carry over and how you prepared for that scrimmage?
Well, I think we've done a really good job moving the ball, early. But it was good to get a touchdown. The turnover. They're on that second series was disappointing, but yeah, I think to me, I've always felt your first drive is is a reflection of the connection to prep going into the game. I mean, you should definitely have some movement in the first drive. Sometimes if a mistake's made or they throw a curveball at you that you don't hit, I think you have that. But I'm a big believer from an offensive perspective. You should have production on the first drive, and even if it's just switching the field position. So, but yeah, I thought that was real important for us to get that first drive in.
Yeah. Ed Werder, WFA. I know after the game last night you explained that you had a punt return on, not a punt block. When we talked to Jerry, he seemed to think there was a punt block had been called. And then there was a report today that Jerry asked for an explanation from John Fossil after the game about the whole situation. Could you just describe your part in observing that or being a part of it? Or?
Well, I think it's in. Just to be clear, I think it's the definition of what a punt return is versus what a punt block is. I think when you look at the situation, 2 minutes left in the game, 3 timeouts, you have the best returner in football back there. So you do, and we did. We called, for a punt return. But now I think you got to go deeper into the mechanics of a punt return. You have punt returns that have 100% hold up, then you have punt returns that, you also want to make sure you ensure the punt, because you don't want the punter to sit back there and have all day and, punt it, hit the scoreboard, put it out of bounds. So, you got to put some pressure on them. So there is a component of a potential, rush in some of the returns that are called. So, and that was the case with Nick, because Buddy, we looped him across, and is John in here today? Yeah. John can take you through it, but that'll be a fun one for him to answer. But
yeah.
But in Nick's, just because of the reaction of the guard and tackle, so he had the B gap and was able to. So it's more of an opportunity, but it's a return with a potential rush, by Nick, and that's what happened. So the hard part for came on in AO is just the fact that they were in a vice and it went out of bounds, and then they heard the crowd and just reacted and wasn't really sure how the ball got there. So, and that's where the tough part was, and you can see guys are trying to communicate it, but those guys, he was just not fully aware of that it was a block. So, that's a hard play. Obviously it's a mistake, and when I look at those things and just how because it's something, so we practice it. It's something that's repped and so forth. But the mechanics of being in a vice situation, being out of bounds, turning, and the ball's rolling towards you. That's a different spot to be in.
But did you guys have a conversation with Jerry to explain all that to him and straighten out?
General manager, he asks good questions. Yes.
Yeah, we explained that to the boss, Mike McCarthy, with his press conference here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Mike, sticking with more or less what he said last night after the game. Dude had his back to the play because the return was on. Turns around and he sees the ball. He didn't know if it was fumbled. Now, granted, I don't know who would have fumbled it in that spot, but whatever. But doesn't everybody have some sort of an alert call? Your Peter call is, I know a lot of teams do that. We did in high school. That there was always some sort of call everybody blurts out, and you hear them say, heard the crowd react. There's a football. Let me try to go get. What the hell is that?
Yeah. Punt return on. Guy's back is there. Come on.
I mean, it could have been a fumble.
Well, it could have been.
I don't know who would have fumbled it at that spot, but again, that's where the communication comes from.
But if you're looking at Cincinnati coming up, there was no scrambling. There was no immediacy from Cincinnati.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, just that alone should tell you that it wasn't a fumble.
Awareness. Although, what happened on that? Well, I saw the ball, thought it was a fumble.
Yeah.
See ball, get ball. And again, where's the communication? Everybody has their.
Well, Bones was waving his arms
again.
Dude behind him was waving his arms.
All right, but Josh Mingo on that play, 81. When you go back and you watch it, why wasn't he also doing that? I mean, we'll all blame the dude, but at the same time, I mean, the communication from the Cowboys to get away, whatever that call is, we didn't see that. And to hear Mike say, well, he reacted to the crowd.
Yeah, well.
I don't know.
He had to go join them then.
Best part about last night's game is I get a little notification from Underdog Fantasy. Cha-ching, you won some money. And last night it almost felt like free money because I had higher on Joe Burrow's total passing yards, which he eclipsed by over 100, and I had lower on Cooper Rush's passing yards because they had him well over 200, and Rico with his rushing yards all won me some money last night watching the games. You want to win money playing games? Go download the Underdog Fantasy app. Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where all you have to do is go higher or lower. Choose higher or lower on predicted stats. You know, basketball, you look at NBA, college basketball, all the football that's coming up. It is a ton of fun to play, and it does add excitement to watching games. And this season, Underdog is running a special, a promo, or bonus basically every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap. When you apply the boost to eligible entries, discounts, you get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win. And free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up with promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at Underdog Fantasy.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line.
We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation. Cue finger guns. Really easy. Super stress-free. 5G so fast. Like blazing fast. Games and memes. You'll have a blast. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4 are one. Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile. You're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as, bro.
And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves.
Curbside pickup and delivery available, and the lowest prices for over 30 years only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. It's Pixmas time, my friends, and Pixmas means one thing to me, and that's 200 times my money. Yes, for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash, there's no better place to go than Prize Picks, because that's what they're doing. Me and millions of others are there for this very reason. Go and get your money. You know how to play fantasy. You know what to expect. Pat Mahomes going to have a good week. What about Wemby? Is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? You've done it before. Go do it again. What I love about Prize Picks is they always take care of me. Now they're taking care of 200 times my money with just a couple of clicks. For your shot at up to 200 times your cash, go download Prize Picks and start playing today. Use the code word Alamo. That's 200 times your money. I can't say it more often. What a great way to play along with all your other fantasy stuff. Go play today. That's Prize Picks. Code word Alamo. Run your game.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Shen Wang. Is that how you say it, Pledge? Aztec Theater. Comedian. December 27th. You want to go? We got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now. Caller number 11. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, you're going to win those tickets. If you don't win them, you can buy them at livenation.com.
I'd admit I've never heard of that person. Have you?
No.
That's probably funny. I mean, it's an after-Christmas comedy show, so you might need a little comic relief after Christmas.
Well, and again, I mean, you know, especially you got time off.
Yeah.
Need something to do. Want a date night. Sounds fun to me.
Sounds good to me. It's a Friday night.
Yeah. Well, is it really?
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's day before the Valero Alamo Bowl. It's
there
on
you
Saturday
go.
night.
How about that?
You know,
go to both.
Got a room downtown. Friday night's taken care of. And then go to the Alamo Bowl the next day.
That sounds like a perfect weekend.
It does sound like a great weekend.
Outstanding. A lot of people must know who he is because the phone lines are all lit up.
Well, they're always lit because people want free stuff.
Well, I get it, but I mean, this is a pretty good deal, right? I mean,
it's always a great deal. It's free.
Theater,
it's free.
Well, it's free, but it's a schwanky event.
Do you know what Mufasa is?
Mufasa?
Yeah.
I do not.
Mm-hmm. We'll give away tickets to that in a little while.
Mufasa, is that the new Disney movie?
Maybe.
I really don't know.
Family 4-pack of seats for the screening of Mufasa, Monday,
cool. Yeah.
December 16th at AMC River Center 11. We'll do that later. Not now. Right now, it's Shang Wang. What are you laughing at?
What?
So what it says.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I said earlier, Pledge said, yes, that's how you say it. Although,
how the hell does Pledge know?
Well, see, Pledge says yes to a lot of things, and then we find out wasn't exactly right.
Yes.
It is Mufasa, like the Disney movie.
Yeah, but we're talking about Shen Wang.
It's a comedian.
Yeah, but is that how you say it? Is it Shen or is it Sheng?
Well, yeah, exactly. He's going back to work, going for caller 11. He has no idea.
No clue.
I have no idea.
Well, I say that because it's spelled S-H-E-N-G.
Yes.
Sheng. So it'd be Shang Wang.
It could be. Or Shen Wang.
Or Shang.
I mean, well, Shang sounds like you need an A in there and not an E.
Shing.
Shing
Wang.
You know, you got a Google box in front of you.
I don't.
We could look this up.
I don't.
And
know.
probably try to find out.
I'm just. Yeah, we could.
Nothing?
I haven't Googled anything. I was looking for something else.
What were you looking for? Good answer.
Yeah, exactly. Joe's toes.
Wait, what? Pledge?
I don't know what I was
we get to
Googling.
suck on that all week.
What happened here, Pledge?
Joe's toes. Put them in my mouth. It's got a little wang to it. Wow.
We were down to the gnat's ass.
I think we are right now, exactly.
You're a dumb butt.
Leave Jeff Traylor out of this.
Oh, my goodness.
Who won the tickets, Pledge?
Quentin Ayala.
Quentin Ayala, congratulations.
And have a lot of fun at the show December 27th. We'll figure out who you're actually going to go see before then. Have we Googled it? I mean, because quite honestly, I don't even know if this is a male or female comedian.
Let's see. I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a male comedian.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Doesn't exactly tell me how to pronounces his name.
Pledge, how do we pronounce the name? You have no idea.
He has
Don't
no
even
clue.
answer that question.
It's the show is called Fresh Off the Boat.
Comedians can get away with that.
Yes, they can. Comedian, actor, writer, plant lover. He's got a Netflix comedy special called Sweet and Juicy.
Plant lover.
Directed by Ali Wong.
He likes weed. Plant lover.
I'm sure he does. Who doesn't?
So what I take out of that, Hollywood type.
I'm just saying, how to pronounce?
We'll figure all this out. We'll talk some NFL coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your heater, your AC, you know there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks, stop, Joe, are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. And this time of year, you might have to put your heater on one day, your AC the next. If you're having issues, call Quartermoon. They'll get you taken care of. 210-651-5899. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
The Morning Huddle.
And I went and just opened the closet and grabbed what I thought was a more manly vest.
I wish it would have been your wife's puffy vest.
Well, but the problem was, if I could have zipped it up,
it looks like a life preserver.
That's what it would look like. Is there such thing as a
barely
tube
goes
top
down to his
puffer
ribs?
vest?
Yeah.
Can you make a little tube top puffer vest to cover my, well, I'd say B cups by about now?
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First and Main, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard, you have to shovel. Another blizzard, you slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must open a new line on the $60 unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fight. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
When life changes fast, you need a lawyer who's been there. AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks offers unique experience as a veteran and first responder to give you a strategic, results-driven approach. Facing divorce, child custody battle, or a complex family dispute, the Hicks Law Firm offers flat-fee representation from beginning to end, so you know exactly what to expect with no surprises. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win. The Hicks Law Firm.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks. The unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B. Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
It's football time at BetMGM. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, original bets, and the best daily promotions in the business. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. New customer offer. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, call 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, call 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minix. The station, at SA Sports Star. Same on Instagram. Make sure you're following all. There is a report from The Athletic that Bill Belichick has indeed been offered the North Carolina coaching job. And it's interesting because earlier today there were some reports, but they were Twitter handles that I don't know that necessarily I trust. The Athletic, I do. The idea now that he's got to make a decision, and if you're North Carolina, the transfer portal window opened today. To be without a head coach today is a bad thing for North Carolina. How much time will they give Bill Belichick to make this decision, considering we've been talking about this for a week?
Well, according to this article, terms are still being negotiated. Now, he may have been offered a job, but he may have not liked the terms, and they're still being negotiated. A deal has not been agreed to, according to this article in The Athletic, and terms are still being negotiated. So, look, according to reports, he wants a lot to become head coach.
Well, of course.
Including a succession plan. That's unheard of.
Well, he's trying to look out for his kid.
Well, that's great. Good for him. But if you're North Carolina, you got to – is this worth it? Is it worth it to get Bill Belichick for what, 2, maybe 3 years, and then you're stuck with his kid, and you don't know how good he's going to be?
The idea, is it worth it? Time will tell. Because he said on McAfee yesterday, Belichick did, that if he were to go to college, he would run an NFL-style program just at the college level. You know, and I hear that, and it just kind of reminds me of Mike McCarthy.
We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
Yeah, so we'll have a NFL program, just not at the NFL. It just tells me that he wants to coach. It also tells me that the NFL isn't calling. Maybe, the idea, hey, Jerry Jones, if you want me, you better hurry because I might take this North Carolina job. Then you had Jerry this morning on 105.3 The Fan talking about the greatness of Bill Belichick.
I don't know that I've seen a coach available, if you will, with his stature. He's got a lot of gas left in his tank, a lot. He's on the game. He's savvy. He knows the personnel all over the league. There's no learning curve there. And he just technically is sure a thing, sound a thing that you're going to be coached up as you could have. It doesn't surprise me that everything there is out here that's got a coach concept associated with it that he's not being considered. Bill Belichick could run a major company very effectively, and he's just got that leadership ability as well as, in this case, no one knows more football or how to execute and use that to win a ball game than Bill Belichick.
Look, North Carolina's got to weigh the facts and weigh whether they think it's worth it or not. Again, you're not going to get Bill Belichick. I don't care how much gas he has left in the tank, according to Jerry, for a long time. And is he going to hire somebody to work with the NIL? He knows nothing about that. And I just don't know, man. I think North Carolina is a school that will not have a problem finding a quality head coach. And Bill Belichick, with all his demands, obviously they're thinking about it. If they've offered him a job,
they're negotiating. And so, and maybe this is, in this new world, the way to attract players to North Carolina is to have, and I'll use Belichick's words from yesterday on McAfee, a pipeline to the NFL, an NFL-style program, and you wonder who's going to be attracted to that. Would, and again, just hearing what other former players said, from McAfee and on Twitter, if you played in the league and your kid's going, you want them to get trained up by Bill Belichick. And so maybe there is an attractiveness there that Belichick would offer that could help North Carolina and at the same time also help raise money with their NIL funds. It's out-of-the-box thinking, and I generally appreciate out-of-the-box thinking. Will it work? Again, it's not a long-term plan. At his age, he's not going to be there 10 years. At his age, you don't know if he's going to be there 5 years.
Yeah, but for North Carolina, it's a long-term plan. If the reports are true that he's negotiating for his succession plan, so you're talking about a long-term plan for North Carolina. Maybe not for Bill Belichick, but for North Carolina it is, and they've got to weigh those options. Look, I'm not sure North Carolina is not already. I mean, you've had a couple of pretty good quarterbacks leave North Carolina and go to the NFL, and one of them right now is having some pretty good success. I don't know. That's what North Carolina wants to do. I don't have a dog in the hunt here, but it just seems like a risky proposition for them to be stuck for the next, I don't know how many years, with a Belichick.
Well, and
one who may be good, one who might not. Who knows?
Well, who knows how good Steve Belichick is? But he was on the defensive coordinator at Washington, and they played for a national championship a year ago. And so he has done things away from his dad to cut his own teeth or whatever cliche you want to use there. But he has gone out and proven that he can coach and get a job without just, dad getting him a job. This does, kind of like, all right, we got you ready to go. But, at some point, Steve Belichick was destined to be a head coach somewhere, just like every other coach whose, dad was a legend and they're doing it. And
like Bronny?
Well, no, I said coach, not player.
Okay.
I mean, but keep in mind,
Bronny has earned it.
But you look at like Beamer at South Carolina. I mean, all of it is certainly a possibility, but they've got to make a decision quick. But how does this affect the Dallas Cowboys? Because even Troy Aikman said last night, outside of Bill Belichick, who has a better resume than Mike McCarthy, and Troy Aikman on TV for the Monday night game last night, talking about how, as we sit today, I would think Mike McCarthy is going to come back. The fact that Jerry responded, not only Dak a week ago campaigning for his head coach, Troy Aikman last night, Jerry said today he's got no problem. He will take all that input. Now, a lot of things that he's saying about Mike McCarthy, wasn't he saying about, I don't know, December of Jason Garrett's final year? Great coach. Knows where everything is in the building. Does all these different kind of things. Can get to the lunchroom. Organized. All of that was said about Jason Garrett before Jason Garrett wasn't renewed.
It looks like Mike McCarthy's coming back. I mean, everything that is kind of pointing to that, unless Jerry does a 360, it just seems to me that he's coming back. Now, what kind of a contract situation will he have? That remains to be seen. If Mike McCarthy wants to come back, and NFL jobs are few and far between, so I would imagine that he probably will. It's just a strange situation, and I think the players are saving Mike McCarthy. I truly believe that because they are still playing hard for him. And 4 games left in the regular season for the Dallas Cowboys. How's that going to play out, and what's it look like? Now, if they go up to Carolina and get smoked by the lowly Panthers, that could change things immediately. So we'll see.
You talk about the players saving Mike McCarthy. Jerry was asked on the Fan this morning how much input players will have in his decision.
Let's put it like this. Anytime you're looking at who's coaching them this day and time, if you've got key players, you look at the situation that gives them the best chance, them being the players that you've got under contract, that gives them the best chance to be everything they can be. The coach that complements them the most, the system, the approach. We've seen this year an adjustment to a change in coaching with the switch to Mike Zimmer. And you saw firsthand that takes some time. There's some growing pains with moving into a different coaching mindset. And that's what you get into when you move those coaches around. And you've got these key players this day and time under contract. You better mellow it up.
Well, and that's another thing. If McCarthy comes back, does he want Mike Zimmer? Will he get that choice, or will Mike Zimmer get an extension as well? I mean, there's a lot of things to look at when it comes to the Cowboys because keep in mind, both of those guys are just about done as far as their contracts go. So there's a lot to be hashed out there. And I don't know, Mike Zimmer, is he what you want? And if he's not, you got to bring in another DC and another thing that the players are going to have to get used to. So a lot to be figured out with the Cowboys when it comes to their coaching positions.
And, from the Mike McCarthy head coaching standpoint, because I do think if you get a new head coach, you're going to get all new coordinators. So let's start with Mike McCarthy.
Well, sure, no doubt.
What he just said there, you bring in a new coach, it takes a while for things to get put in place. We saw this last year with the offense. It took 5 or 6 weeks, and Mike McCarthy kept saying it would take 5 or 6 weeks. And then the light bulbs all seem to go off, and you look at the numbers that Dak put up last year. That doesn't explain why they were so down this year while Dak Prescott was healthy. Although, we got to congratulate one Dak Prescott. Bad hamstring and all, he got one past the goal line. Posted on social media earlier, the little sonogram pictures. Baby number 2 is on the way.
It's good that Dak can actually get one across the goal line.
Absolutely.
That's outstanding. When it counts. It wasn't picked off.
No.
Good for them. That's fantastic.
Family of 2.
Yeah.
Or family of 4.
Will
two,
be 4,
2 kids.
yes. And they're getting married, right?
Yeah. And apparently due in May.
May?
With the baby.
Well, then they took a while to announce that then.
Well,
right? Because May.
So his hamstring was healthy back then. Maybe that's how they celebrated a contract worth $250 million. Maybe.
Well, sure. Why not? If you're her, wouldn't you? Honey, let's go to bed now. She's in good shape, regardless. She's fine, and the kids will be just fine too.
Forever.
Their
kids will be just fine.
They took a while to announce this because if it's May, well, you're only looking. That's like 6 months from now, not even 6 months from now. So that had to happen like September.
You're doing way too much math in your head.
Well,
man.
I'm just saying it's 9 months still, right?
Yeah.
That's it. It's been a while, but I think it's still 9 months. So May, yeah.
Now, on his Instagram, he doesn't say May, but I did see that on Twitter. So somebody in there must have mentioned that.
So they got with it right at the beginning of the season.
It's possible.
Yeah, right after the contract. I could see that.
Yeah.
Sure. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good for Dak. Hey, I like Dak.
I can tell.
Personally.
Uh-huh.
Professionally is another story. But personally,
I love you, Dak.
He's a great guy.
Just a hater.
Dak's a great guy. Personally.
Mm-hmm.
B+ quarterback. A- maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give away some tickets?
Sure. Are we giving away Shang Wang?
No, we already gave those away, but we did figure out how to say his name. We just went to his YouTube page.
It's Shang.
My name is Shang Wang. Sometimes when I tell people that, they're like, wow, that is perfect for pursuing stand-up comedy. I'm like, yeah, but first I was trying to pursue childhood. You know, it's tough when kids call you names. It's always worse when they just use your name.
So
that's funny.
Yeah, we'll have more tickets to give away throughout the week. I imagine the boys on the Morning Huddle will as well for his show December 27th. Can we hear the beginning of that again so we can say the name properly?
My name is Shang Wang.
Shang Wang.
Shang Wang.
Shang Wang.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right now, though, let's give away tickets to go see Mufasa.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a family 4-pack. Screenings December 16th at the AMC River Center.
So that's like this coming Monday. Yeah.
Monday. So if you don't have plans Monday night and you want to go to the movies, caller number 7, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at SASportsStar.com. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon. The Cowboys hit the road to take on the Carolina Panthers.
Get off the field!
Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Guys, it's that time of year you're going to have to be around your family, and you know what you need to get through these trying times is some dang good beer, and Karbach is providing that for you. Whether you're looking for something hoppy like the Hopadillo, the best IPA brewed in the state of Texas, something easy drinking like the Love Street, or a go-to all-around beer, for me at least anyway, is the Crawford Bock. They've got something for every taste and every occasion. Carbach makes a great gift as well. Put some Carbach under the tree for those hard-to-shop-for family members, and always bring some if you're going to have to be around the in-laws. That's just a given. Guys, follow them on the Instagram, on Twitter, to see what's going on with the brewery, what they've got cooking up. They always have concerts going on, and if you're in Houston, make sure you stop by, check out the restaurant. Fantastic food there. Wherever you're at in San Antonio or in the great state of Texas, you're going to be able to find some Carbach. Try it out. You'll thank me later.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Unwrap the savings during the JCPenney Mystery Sale. This Thursday to Sunday, hurry in store for a gold coupon giveaway while they last. You could win an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off. Or get extra lucky and hit the jackpot deal. You'll win $60 off your entire purchase when you spend $60 or more. JCPenney, make it count. Coupon valid on select styles 12/12 to 12/15. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older. See store associate for details.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Are you facing divorce, a child custody battle, or a complex family dispute? AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks brings unique experience to the table. As a veteran and first responder, he knows the challenges, he knows the pressure, and he knows how to fight for what's yours. The Hicks Law Firm offers flat-free representation from beginning to end and payment plans so you can get representation now. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to babbel.com. That's babbel.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a Colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Couple of players for UTSA moving on. UTSA running back Kavorian Barnes announced on social media he's entering the transfer portal. UTSA cornerback Za Frazier formally announced he plans to forego his final season of eligibility and enter the NFL draft. And, of course, bad news for linebacker DeMarvion Overshown. He's done for the season. Full reconstruction on his right knee toward the ACL, PCL, and MCL.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along. I can't see that on the screen. Is there anything new on Bill Belichick?
No, it says they're discussing head coach vacancy.
All right, so breaking news.
Yeah.
But they're still discussing. So basically what we talked about earlier, no update on that. They're still discussing and negotiating on Belichick becoming the head coach at North Carolina, replacing Mac Brown, which just seems bizarre.
That's going to be interesting if that ends up happening for sure.
Almost as bizarre as that Simpsons broadcast last night.
Dude, that was just weird.
Anybody enjoy that? If you watched more than 15 consecutive minutes of that, or a whole half, or the whole game, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. And if you did, I've got to assume you're just a massive, massive Simpsons fan.
I didn't understand the whole point of it, to be honest with you. I mean, it was like,
well, you're not.
I didn't get it.
One, you're not a big Simpsons guy, right?
Well, I like the Simpsons. They're fine, but I mean, I don't want to see them playing football.
Well, all the different references, I don't know. What I appreciated about the Simpsons broadcast last night, which wasn't much, is it was behind by about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of the regular broadcast, which makes sense. So I had two TVs in the living room. My main TV was on, Joe and Troy, and the ESPN Plus was on the second TV. So when it went to commercial, I would watch a little bit of The Simpsons in the first half. I didn't even do that after a while because it was annoying as hell for me. I know I'm not their target audience for that, but cool, you can do lots of things with computers in today's world, is what I took out of that.
I watched maybe 5 minutes of it just to give it a chance. I was curious, and it was like, okay, I'm done. I want to go back to the broadcast. I want to watch the game. So, I don't know. We've got Timothy Hannibal on our YouTube page, says, loved it. Watched the whole first half. So, I'm people obviously did like it. They're going to do it again. It was Nickelodeon's been doing it for a little while now with the whole slime thing and that stuff. So I guess ESPN wanted to get involved and ABC wanted to get involved with The Simpsons. So we'll see what happens. I just don't think football needs gimmicks. Not the National Football League. I don't think they need gimmicks. Jacob Esquivel watched it with his kid. Really enjoyed it.
I'm trying to think, like, do they need it? Obviously, they feel like they do, or they wouldn't put the resources behind doing that. That can't be cheap to do. But, if I had a 4 or 5 year old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old, whether they're into The Simpsons or not, they probably thought that was neat. If when Erica was that little, she would watch football with me, but now, she loves going to games, but to sit and watch on TV, no, not happening, unless there was something kind of bizarre like that. So I do think for you, for me, for most of you listening right now, just diehard football fans, you don't need that extra. But to continue to grow the game and reach that younger audience, especially a younger audience that generally watches things in short snippets. That's why soccer's popular. Maybe they do need that to get you involved. Although You watch that, and then you watch a real game, and it's two different things.
Well, that's what I mean. So a kid that's watching that last night and say, yeah, Daddy, I love football, is going to expect The Simpsons every single night or every single game. And sit your kid down now Sunday afternoon, just have them watch, I don't know, Buffalo and Detroit. Are they going to be interested in that because there is no cartoons with it? I don't know. I just don't think the NFL needs it. But
Did anybody watch at the very end on the blocked punt and then the dumbness that followed the blocked punt? I haven't seen any clips of that. I did not see that part. I have no idea. I hope they handled that in true Simpson fashion because that was about the dumbest of dumb that you could see. And the explanations that we heard from Mike McCarthy last night or even today, and I can't wait for Fossil's press conference because watching it, you heard Joe Buck. If you were listening to the game here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, Brad Sham with the call.
All right, here's the punt by Ryan Rako.
Oh, got it.
Ball is blocked.
Got it.
Oh, no, Cowboys touch it. The Bengals are going to have the ball.
Oh, no.
You can't touch it when it's blocked beyond the line of scrimmage, and the Bengals are going to have it at the 45.
Oh, somewhere Leon Lett is saying, I'm off the hook.
That's the exact play without the snow.
Oh, no. That did not just happen.
That did just happen.
It did just happen. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg on the Cowboys radio network. That's just football dumb. And I wish Mike McCarthy would just say, yeah, that was just dumb.
Well, yeah, instead of taking up for his player, and I get that, he had his back turned, he reacted to the crowd noise. No, Coach, how about we went over this a million times in training camp, in practice. We've done this every time we do special teams. You're not supposed to touch the football. If it gets blocked, let it go. We get the ball, and everything's hunky-dory. All right? But in this case, he tried to make a play. He tried to make a play, and I'm not sure why.
Well, and again, I appreciate everybody out there trying to make a play. But a smart play. So his back was turned because they had a return on, not a block. And he turns around, and he hears the crowd, and he sees a ball, and I don't know, they think it was a fumble, although who would fumble in that area? Nobody else is going after the fumble. But where's his teammates? Where's the Peter call or their fire drill call or whatever it is that code word that everybody should be blurting out? Where was that? John Fossil standing on the sideline is one thing. Jonathan Mingo, you're right there. Why aren't you doing that, making sure everybody is aware? Because in a scramble drill like that, there is confusion, especially if your back was turned to the play, and you're relying on your teammates. But that's just football dumb.
Well, I maybe Jonathan Mingo thought this guy had a brain. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. He just assumed the guy knew what you're supposed to do in the game of football. I don't know. That was just a dumb play. And not only a dumb play, but he didn't even make a great effort to catch the football.
No.
Like if he catches the football, we're still, that was a risky play. But at least he got it. Cowboys got the ball back at the 40-yard line, and whatever happened after that. But the fact that he wasn't very good at catching the football. It just zipped right by him.
It's the 2024 Dallas Cowboys in a nutshell. You don't have a block on, you have a return, yet you're able to break free, and you get the block. A fairly clean block that doesn't go backwards towards the Cowboys' end zone. Somehow it goes forward beyond the line of scrimmage. And all you got to do is just, when the ball stops, that's where you're going to take over. And then you have dude just jumps in and touches it.
Just kind of right off his arm.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then there was nothing but Cincinnati jerseys all over that thing after that, and that was the end of it. And Burrow and Jamar Chase took care of the rest.
And I thought Kansas City was the luckiest team in the NFL.
Well, I I wouldn't call Cincinnati lucky.
Well, they were last night. They had that Kansas City Chiefs style of luck.
Last night they did. And fortunately, they were playing the Dallas Cowboys. I think maybe that goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. That was bad. The Houston Texans, they had a bye week this week. They get Miami coming up. Earlier in the show, we had a chance to visit here on the Blitz with Houston Texans safety Jalen Pitre. He's fantastic. We're going to hear from Jalen Pitre again. Coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, let me tell you about Kinetico quality water softeners. I love mine in the house. It's a game changer. It really is. Now, look, I've had other water softeners. I've had several, in fact, at several places that I've lived. But the Kinetico, there's just something special about a Kinetico quality water softener that is very difficult to describe. Although it's really not, because I can tell you, my dishes are cleaner, my clothes are cleaner, and boy, when I get out of the shower, I feel a heck of a lot better. It is a game changer. It's better than anything else I've ever had, and I love it. And you'll love it too. You ought to give it a try because, look, Kinetico is the most popular water softener on the market, and they've been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. What I love about it, you don't plug it in. You don't plug it in. This thing works on magic. It's actually kinetic energy, but it seems like magic. It provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is incredible how this thing works. And right now, for a limited time, it is the perfect time to buy a new Kinetico quality water softener because when you do that, you are going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station installed at your kitchen sink absolutely free. Purified water right at your kitchen sink. Everything's going to taste better. My coffee tastes fantastic. And you don't have to buy bottled water anymore. You've got it right there at your kitchen sink. It is for a limited time, so do not wait. Financing is always available with Kinetico. They even have a rental program. All you have to do is get the process started. Give them a call. They'll answer all your questions. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get info and all the stuff you need at KineticoSA.com. And you know the jingle? Why don't you sing it with me? It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Kinetico.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. That's right, now's your last chance to trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400, that's 210-900-0400, or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Back here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Let's talk some Houston Texans football. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Jalen Pitre, the safety for the Houston Texans. Jalen, appreciate you jumping on. It's kind of an interesting bye week for the Houston Texans. I know you're at an event right now. We'll get into it. But, you know, the news leading into the bye week with all the stuff with Aziz, what's it been like? Has it been good that you guys have been kind of off, if you will?
Definitely. It's been good, you know, for us to just take a little bit of time away from the game and just to get ready for this these last couple of weeks of the regular season and then the playoff push. We're looking forward to getting into this final part of the season and attacking it.
You know, Jalen, speaking of the bye week, did it come at a good time for you to kind of heal up and get ready to go for the stretch run?
For sure. You know, I'm definitely in the training room, definitely trying to get my body right to go back out there and fight with my brothers and, like I said, finish the season strong.
Are you available this week? Do you know yet?
I'm not sure yet. It's still up in the air, but like I said, I'm preparing like I am. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be out there.
Jalen, how different has this year been for the Texans? I mean, you guys obviously the front runners in the division. A lot of the other teams have struggled a little bit. You guys have been playing well, and then kind of up and down, peaks and valleys. How has this year been different for you guys?
Oh, it's been pretty similar to last year, but I would say that we've been doing pretty well. Like you said, there's been some ups and downs, but we've learned a lot over the course of this season, and we think that we're battle-tested, and we think that we've, you know, went through some ups and downs, and we're going to be ready for this last little stretch. So we're looking forward to it. I know my teammates are ready to go, and I'm ready to go. So I'm excited about what's to come.
Texans at Dolphins this week. Hopefully you're ready to go. I would imagine when you get a matchup with somebody like a Tyreek Hill and some of the weapons they have as a safety, that's got to get you amped up and ready to go, does it not?
Oh, for sure, because you know that they're great threats in the passing game, and you know that their coaches trust them. So the ball is going to be in the air, and it's going to be a lot of opportunities for us as defensive backs and linebackers to make a lot of plays. So we're not shying away from that, and we're looking forward to, you know, the matchup on Sunday.
Jalen, I got to ask you because I love old school safeties, guys that light receivers up, and you are that kind of guy. I mean, you're out there, you're hitting guys, you're playing physical. Who did you grow up watching, and is that how you got your physical style?
I would say for the most part, it was just really my older brother. Like, I was always the younger brother getting picked on, so it was always about me holding my weight, and I think that him and my dad kind of forged me into the style that I play into now. So I would definitely give some credit to them, but also give some credit to Tyrann Mathieu. I grew up watching him a lot, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's a huge hitter like that, but he's also a great player that I watched growing up.
Oh, the Honey Badger. But do you think about those hard-hitting, big-hitting safeties, and you certainly are that with the Texans. You were that at Baylor, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. But Jalen, how hard is it to do your job? I mean, you hear announcer guys talk about that a lot, like, how do you play defense in today's NFL? It is your job, Jalen Pitre. How difficult is it?
I would say I honestly don't see it as being difficult. I enjoy my job and I enjoy the preparation that is put in on a week-to-week basis. So I would never, describe my job as difficult. It is some difficult spots that you can be put in at times, but I'm very grateful for the position that I'm put in, and I have a lot of fun in the different positions that I'm put in as well. So, I wouldn't necessarily categorize my position as difficult, though. Like, it seems pretty fun. I don't want to say effortless, but like I've been playing it for so long that it's kind of second nature, and it's just about executing the job at hand and making sure that I'm stopping whatever offense is that we're going against.
Jalen, and it shows out there when we watch you play football because you look like you're having a good time. But I try to take up for defensive backs all the time because you guys, your job has become a little more difficult with the rule changes and stuff like that. You guys as a group, the defensive backfield, do you guys as a group, do you talk about that? Do you work on ways where you can cover guys without violating the rules as much as you can?
Oh, definitely. I think as a whole group in the back seven, including the linebackers, we're always aware of, the rules and the different penalties that can be called against us. But we want to definitely tiptoe that line. We want to make sure that we're not, getting flags called, but we're also making it difficult for receivers to catch the ball and for any offenders like running the ball. So, we're definitely trying to toe that line, but we're definitely trying to make sure that it's legal as well.
Jalen Pitre joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We're going to nail on this one a little bit more. All right, I want to hear from a NFL safety, a hard-hitting NFL safety, what your definition is of a defenseless receiver.
A defenseless receiver, I would say, is somebody that is not aware he is going to be hit. I mean,
all right, let's stop right there for a second. You're an NFL receiver. You're running across the field. The ball is coming. There's defenders out there. How can he not be aware that he's going to be hit? This is what I'm saying. It's not fair to some defenders because if you're playing, you can't necessarily be defenseless, right?
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, that's just the name of the game. Like, it's some gray area in there for sure, but that's just how the rules are written now. So you got to make sure that you play it clean. You got to make sure that you're hitting in the right, strike zone, and hopefully a penalty doesn't get called.
Well, I tell you what, it's tough on you guys. It really is. But guys like you, and we talk about it. I mean, those are the rules, so you have to adjust to them. You really don't have any choice. And right, you just have to conform and go with it.
For sure you do, because if you don't, you're gonna get fined a lot of money, and you're gonna be out the league pretty quick because nobody wants consistent 15-yard penalties and stuff like that. So you're gonna find a way to fix it and play inside the rules for sure.
I can imagine. Talk about players' body control and the ability in a split second. Let's go with that defenseless receiver. You're about to just light them up, but you have to adjust that target zone. How difficult is that, or as a pro athlete, you just are naturally gifted that you should be able to always make those adjustments?
No, it is a bit hard because sometimes it can happen so quickly, but I think it starts at having an awareness in the beginning of the play on where receivers might be and where they might end up and how the hit is going to happen, and then it's just about making sure that you hit them in the right spot. I think that's the biggest thing because, we obviously don't want any concussions or anything like that, but hitting them in the right spot and then making sure that it's kind of violent but not too violent in ways that you're going to get, ejected or getting a penalty for. Like, it's definitely a tricky situation, but that's what we love about the game. Like, that's what we enjoy. So yeah, it is difficult though.
Yeah, Jay. I'm sorry, brother. Hey, listen, I want to go back to something we talked about a few minutes ago. You guys, the up and down season that you've had. How do you keep that confidence as a team? Offense, defense, special teams, everybody's got to be on the same page. But as you guys look to win that division and head into the playoffs, how do you keep that confidence going and knowing that you are a team that's going to be reckoned with in the postseason?
Yeah, I think it's just understanding that it's going to be tests along the way, and no team, that has done it has not had tests. Like, every test is going to look different for each different team, but understanding that there is going to be tests, and as long as you continue to push and, like you said, continue to keep that confidence in yourself and in your teammates, then understanding that you'll be all right. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of teams go through those tests and they break, but I think that we ultimately had a great training camp and we're ready for this. So looking forward to this, end of the season and making this push for sure.
Jalen Pitre of the Houston Texans joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Miami coming up. Hopefully you're able to go for that one. Then you've got Kansas City on the road, and then home Christmas Day against Baltimore before closing out against Tennessee. When you look at those two games, Kansas City and Baltimore, is there one that gets you more excited than the other, knowing you get Patrick Mahomes in one game and then Lamar in the next?
It's definitely going to be fun to play against both of them. They're definitely some great offenses with a lot of great talent. But I think the main thing that I'm focused on right now is the Dolphins. Like, they have a great offense, a lot of firepower, a lot of speed. So that's a task that is at hand right now, and I think that's what we're focused on as a team.
How tough is that, though, Jalen? And I know you guys are disciplined more than a guy like me, a regular Joe. But, I mean, to not look ahead sometimes. And I know Miami's going to be a difficult test. But when you got matchups coming up with Kansas City and Baltimore that really get you focused and ready for the playoff, how difficult is it as an athlete not to look ahead?
I think it can be difficult if you don't really have a process. But the way that, I try to do it is you just try to stick into your process, stick into your routine, and then you look up and you're playing against Miami. And then the next week you get in the process and you look up and you're playing against the Chiefs. Like, if you just stick into your process and not really kind of keep those blinders on and stay focused on what's at hand, I think that makes it a lot easier. But definitely if you're in the media and you're looking at all of these outside external things, it can get into your mind and start to make things a little foggy. So I would just say, sticking to your process and making sure that you're, locked in on your routine.
Jalen Pitre joining us here on the Blitz, one of the young stars of the Houston Texans. Just for the record, Jalen, our producer has one of your jersey T-shirts. I mean, he's a big fan of Jalen Pitre, and I know Texans fans are. Not only are you doing it on the field, man, off the field as well. Getting nominated as the Houston Texans nominee for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. I mean, when you found that out, one, how aware were you of the award? And just, you look around that locker room and all the good things that your teammates do, they selected you for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year.
Yeah, very aware of the award, and I was extremely surprised that, I was chosen. I'm extremely thankful and honored to, be able to be chosen from the Texans. But it was a surreal moment. It was definitely emotional. Never thought that I would be chosen, but I do take that very serious, and I'm trying to give back as much as I can to, help the future, the kids that's coming up behind me, and just make sure that they, have whatever they need to, excel in whatever they're trying to do.
And again, you talk about off the off the field good that you're doing. You're doing an event right now with a lot of military members down there at Joint Reserve Base Ellington. Tell us a little bit about what your day has been like with John Weeks.
Man, we out here having a great time. We're getting to see the wonderful planes that they're driving, the different bombs, the different remote-controlled airplanes. It's been a great experience for the both of us, and we're grateful that, the base is having us out here and letting us enjoy this.
Yeah, Jay, I'm always happy that the NFL is the military is a big part of what the NFL does. I mean, you seem to embrace that. Most of the guys that your teammates and other guys embrace that as well.
Yes, for sure. We understand that they definitely have a hard job. A lot of people think that our job is important, going out there and playing on the football field, but they have a way harder job and a way more important job of, keeping us safe and making sure that everything is handled on their end. So big shout out to everybody, that is working out there and trying to keep us safe, and we're definitely all appreciative of it.
Well, I tell you what, you're doing stuff today with the 147th Attack Wing. Being a part of the Attack Wing seems appropriate for safety. Jalen Pitre, does it not?
It does. It does. Good time out here, man.
Good stuff. Jalen, man, I know it's an off day for you, and you're out there doing some good stuff and taking time jumping on with us, man. We appreciate it. Hopefully we see you on the field this weekend against Miami.
For sure. We appreciate you, too.
Yeah, keep lighting people up, man.
I will.
Yes, sir. Jalen Pitre from the Houston Texans joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Have you been putting off getting your T levels checked? Why drag through days with low energy potentially caused by low testosterone? Make that holiday resolution and do it today and go to Synergenics. I recommend the health providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss because of their personalized TRT treatment. It goes beyond standard treatments. Book that first appointment now at synergenicshealth.com. Testosterone levels start to decline in your 30s, so if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, could be caused by low T. Get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Don't put it off. Not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy, and the pros at Synergenics are also weight loss experts. Synergenics offers weight loss management with affordable prescription GLP-1 plans. Don't wait. Book that initial appointment now at synergenicshealth.com. That's SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, we hear from the head coach and hear what he had to say about the disaster against Cincinnati on Monday Night Football, and a look at the Emirates Cup. Who's through to the semifinals out in Vegas? We'll find that out. It's the Morning Huddle. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jason Minix here from the Blitz for Underdog Fantasy, the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. And I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. Think basketball, think football. You can mix, you can match across your other favorite sports and leagues and win money watching sports. And this season, Underdog will be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the win, and they're basically a sure thing with their free picks. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that stat pick to win. All new users get a free pick. So download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's your last chance to snag Dell Technologies' lowest prices of the year before the holidays. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. This is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
When life changes fast, you need a lawyer who's been there. AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks offers unique experience as a veteran and first responder to give you a strategic, results-driven approach. Facing divorce, child custody battle, or a complex family dispute, the Hicks Law Firm offers flat-fee representation from beginning to end, so you know exactly what to expect with no surprises. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win. The Hicks Law Firm.
This Christmas, the NFL is live on Netflix, and it's a gift you can't wrap. On December 25th, Netflix will be the home for 2 NFL Christmas Day games. At 1 p.m. Eastern, the 2024 Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs face the Pittsburgh Steelers, followed by the Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a holiday tradition you won't want to miss. Watch live only on Netflix. You won't want to miss it.
Find what you love. Love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's. That means it's time to save big on your next job. Right now, get your choice of 5-gallon pails of Valspar Signature Ceiling Paint or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Flat Ceiling Paint for just $148. Plus, get it delivered to your job site with free same-day delivery when you order by 2 p.m. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 12/20. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Seeing all these different tweets about what happened last night. You want to know one of the most bizarre things about that punt debacle thing with the Cowboys?
What's that?
The guy that blew the block, number 45 for the Bengals, that allowed Vigil to block it. I mean, he completely whiffed.
Yeah.
He's the one that ended up recovering the fumble.
So he's a hero today.
Go to hero just
Real
like
quick.
that.
How about that?
Just like that. Of course, the bizarre part about last night, and again, Cowboys lose the game, but Overshown, done for the year, might be out all of next year. In fact, Jerry Jones didn't really want to say that today, but kind of did say that today.
I don't know at this time the time date on his rehab, but I just can't tell you how bad I feel for him because he's just been through that with the mental and the physical rehab on his other knee, and then to turn around and have to go through that again is going to call on him in a lot of ways, and it's the toughest time for a player. And we all see the loss and know what it's going to mean for us in our remaining 4 games. But bottom line is that it's really sad that he's having to have this surgery for him as an individual and obviously us as a team.
And it's bad. Let's talk about it. Our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine online at TSAOG.com. Welcome in on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Dr. Jeffrey Schroff, ACL, PCL, MCL, any other L's in there that Overshown could have blown up last night?
Well, he's 3 out of 4, so the only thing that's intact is the LCL. So, yeah, obviously terrible injury. Multi-ligamentous knee injuries, which is what this is, are super severe. Typically things that we see after like automobile accidents and other things like that. A lot different animal than just an isolated ACL. They were talking about a season-ending injury for sure. This is possibly even career-ending. People have come back from injuries like this one, but it's pretty severe for sure. The one thing that you always worry about with an injury like that is, essentially the knee dislocates to be able to tear all those ligaments. So you got to worry about the artery in the back of the knee and the nerve on the outside of the knee sometimes can get stretched and injured. So it doesn't sound like he had anything like that, but definitely very, very severe.
Boy, Doc, I tell you what, just you describing that hurts me. I mean, I can't even imagine what that is. When they're talking about a total reconstruction, can you, other than putting the ligaments back together, what is a total reconstruction of the knee?
Yeah, so when we think about ligaments, there's two ligaments on the outsides of the knee, and those can a lot of times be repaired, meaning you just put the ligament back where it goes and sew it down with stitches, and it has a capacity to heal. The ACL in particular doesn't really have a capacity to heal with just sewing it together, and to a lesser degree the PCL is the same. And so you do what's called a reconstruction, which is making a new ligament out of either a donor tissue from a deceased donor or from different tissues around the knee, like the patellar tendon or the quad tendon, to make a new ACL. So that's the difference between a repair and a reconstruction. So he would probably have a repair of his MCL and then a reconstruction of the ACL and the PCL.
You know, Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys head coach today, said it's very realistic. Overshown could also miss the entire 2025 season. And is that just because the injury happened in December? And I'm guessing by that you would say generally 7, 8, 9 months for ACL, MCL type of deal. But with all of this, you're looking at what would a typical recovery be? 12 months, 16 months, something along those lines?
Yeah, so like you said, typically ACL you're looking at 8 or 9 months earliest to get back. But for something a multi-ligament knee, it's somewhere in the 1 year to 18 months time frame. So a year and a half, and then like you said, it's kind of towards the middle and end of the season. So then that rehab kind of creeps into the next season. He's got a long road ahead of him for sure. Like I said, it may even be something that he isn't able to come back and play at the same level that he was playing at before. So, we just have to see.
Well, that's scary stuff. He is a young guy. Obviously, that I would think would help a little bit. Does it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. His age definitely is on his side for sure. He's in the beginning of his career. So, he'll have lots of time to rehab and things like that. But, so, I mean, it is possible people have come back after a multi-ligament knee injury like that before, but it's tough for sure.
It is. I'm curious, Doc, and, as the surgeon, I don't know how often you're dealing with a patient in their rehab. Obviously, an NFL player has all kinds of resources around them, but when you're looking at a year and a half, it's one thing to go through the physical aspects of rehabbing the knee, but what about the mental aspects for a professional athlete trying to rehab that knee?
Yeah, so I mean, absolutely. The mental aspect is huge, and it's not. It's probably a little bit overlooked to a certain degree, but certainly even in my high school athletes or lower level athletes, their knee, from a functional standpoint, their knee can be healed. Everything feels great. Their ACL is, they've done well with their recovery. Their strength and motion is right where we need it to be. But when they are taking that first trip back to the game or getting back to their sport, it can be a huge mental barrier where, because they just had this big injury that was painful. They had this major surgery, the pain that comes with that, and they really, have a lot of fear about re-injuring the knee. And now, for someone like Overshown, he's had his left knee ACL, all that rehab, and then now this even more severe injury. So it's a huge part of it for sure. And there's a big interest in, sports psychology, and I know the NFL guys have access to sports psychologists that go into that mental aspect of the recovery, which is, almost just as important as the physical part sometimes.
Doc, just to stay on this for a minute, because I'm curious, as a surgeon, when you go in and you look at a knee, can you kind of in your mind say this is going to heal properly, or it may not, or it may be worse than we thought? I mean, once you get in there, can you tell that, or is it just something that has to play out?
Yeah, I mean, certainly you have an idea. Sometimes there's things that you find during surgery that are worse than the initial imaging would have you think, or the initial MRI, and that can kind of affect what you're going to tell the patient to expect after surgery. Sometimes the surgery generally goes smoothly and things go well, and then you can tell the patient with more confidence they can expect a good rehab. And sometimes, there's more challenges that come up during surgery. But everybody is different. So, it can be really hard you can kind of give them the general idea of how most patients do, but some people, even though everything went really well and there's not a great reason for why their recovery is a little bit more difficult, it can be difficult. And on the other end of the spectrum, some people can bounce back much quicker than you thought initially. So it's kind of hard to predict, and you try to give people the best kind of estimate of what to expect, but sometimes it's a moving target.
Dr. Jeffrey Schroff joining us here on the Blitz for our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. While Overshown is young and coming back from a serious injury, maybe likely, I look at a guy like Zach Martin, who might have been in his final year anyway, is going to have surgery on his ankle. When you look at an older player like Zach Martin, and I say older, but in the NFL terms, he's old, recovery from an ankle surgery, is that likely, or do you think that might be it for Zach Martin?
Yeah, so a little bit of it depends on what he's dealing with. I know this has kind of been an injury that's been nagging him a little bit throughout the season, and it may be, like you said, he's an older player. This may be a kind of something that's been cumulative throughout his career. He may have injured this multiple times and was able to kind of rehab it, but he's developed some persistent instability and things like that. So if it is a chronic issue, those can be a little bit more difficult to recover from. But ultimately, if it is just kind of an ankle instability issue or syndesmosis issue, then usually people do pretty well with that, even though he is a little bit older. The kind of general practicing sports medicine physician, we take care of people of all ages, and even people in their 50s and 60s. They're able to recover well and get back to a fairly active lifestyle. So I think he can expect to probably do well after surgery, hopefully.
All right, Doc, let's go back to the young guys. Carson Beck, the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs, it's being reported he tore his UCL in his right elbow. First of all, what is that, and what is a typical recovery time for something like that?
Yeah, so the UCLs, it's mostly, you hear about it in baseball pitchers. So this is the Tommy John surgery, is a reconstruction of the UCL in the elbow, and usually it's MLB players or college pitchers that are having this injury. Certainly any thrower can be at risk for it. So it's basically the ligament on the inside of the elbow. It's under a lot of stress with any kind of overhead throwing motion, which is why pitchers and pitchers most often injure it. It's a tough injury for a thrower. It's his dominant arm. It is important. So I would expect he would undergo surgery, just given the level of player he is, and it is generally about an 18-month recovery. It's a long recovery to get back to throwing after the procedure.
Wow.
So upcoming draft, that's going to be a tough one for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably not making it back for the Bulldogs playoff run.
Probably not, no.
Unless, of course, he just turns and hands off and your defensive coordinator doesn't think that, maybe all they can do is run the ball.
Yeah, true.
Not bitter at all about that one.
Yeah.
Not at all. Kind of wild. It's just kind of, the Overshown injury, I think you could just tell from the players' reaction. I think they all knew the severity of it immediately, and certainly after the game. And, listening to you, Doc, while we appreciate the insight, very realistic in the recovery from Overshown. Probably not even going to see him next year. It might be the year after that, and
if at all,
maybe not ever.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's definitely a tough blow. Doc, I always appreciate the knowledge and the insight.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to talk with you guys.
Appreciate it. Dr. Jeffrey Schroff with the injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Dr. Schroff and all our guests join on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Dude, I was never even thinking that, but when he said some people never come back from that, that's a scary thing. Now, look, Overshown's the finely tuned athlete and a young guy, so I think he's got that on his side. But, man, just to hear that is a possibility makes this thing even sadder than it was.
Well, and again, I think we can all point to the handful of examples of guys that have made it back. And you can only hope for the best for Overshown, that everything goes right with the surgery and the recovery aspect, his rehab process, and mentally he stays with it, because he's got to trust it. The idea that, he missed all of his rookie season because of an injury that happened in camp, battles his ass back, gets on the field, but it took him a while to play like
he was playing.
Yes, and what we expected when he got drafted by UT, and then to have to go through that again. Some players, are just unfortunate in that way. I mean, while Sean Lee didn't have this kind of an injury, it kind of felt like Sean Lee was always hurt. Leighton Vander Esch, always hurt, and that ended both of their careers too soon because of all the injuries.
Well, I hope not, because this kid was really becoming a star. He was in the process of making himself known and really playing well for the Dallas Cowboys defense. And, boy, just the fact that most likely will not be there next season. Hopefully he comes back after that. But still, boy, that's a big blow to Dallas. Again, that position has just been a very difficult one for the Dallas Cowboys here of late.
Well, and again, it's the part of the game that sucks. And when you hear a doc say, "Yeah, we typically see that in major car accidents,"
yeah,
you understand the realities of what they're all willing to risk. I didn't get to this story in the injury update because what are you going to say? But the headline from ESPN: Kawhi practices, but Clippers not rushing a return.
And why would they?
In other news, water is wet.
Why would they? I mean, we're just happy to have number 2 on the bench and in nice street clothes. We'll write him a check. And why make him play and put him through all that anguish?
Do we know who the guest is on the Cowboys Hour? I have no idea. We'll all find out together coming up. The Cowboys Hour is next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.